What's up? What's up, people? What's up? It's Boogie back again. If you can hear me, please do me a favor. Just put a one in the chat. If you can hear me, just put a one in the chat so I know you guys can hear me nice and clear so we can get to cooking. I have a couple of videos for you guys that we're going to be going through today. I hope you're enjoying your Sunday. I wasn't planning to be on a Sunday, but I was like, I got some time. Why not? So if you can hear me, please put a one in the chat. Just making sure everything is going well, or the technicalities of the live stream are going well, and then we can get started. You can see the title, you can see the video. That means we have a lot to talk about. The dating streets are always cooking. So I was like, let me cook up a live stream for you guys. If you can hear me, just put a one in the chat so I know you guys can hear me, and then we get started. All right. I hope you guys are enjoying your Sunday. Welcome back to another live stream. Like the video as you're coming in. That will really mean everything to me. Okay, all right, so if you're coming in, if you can hear me, put a one in the chat, like the video. Let me just make sure everything is going well, and then we're gonna get started. Let me just make sure everything is going well, like the video as you're coming in. I don't know if you guys can hear me yet, so because no one is commenting in the chat, but if you put a one in the chat, I just want to make sure you can hear me, and then I can get started. Otherwise, I need to check it out myself just to make sure. Just to make sure the audio is doing good, and then we. Okay. All right, the audio is doing well, so we're gonna get started. You see the title, you see the video. I'm not even gonna waste so much time. Let me upload the first video, and then we can get to it. Okay. Let me get the first video, and then we get started. All right. Just give me 1 second. All right, let's get started. First video, it's going to be coming from Desirable Truth. So let's go. And I'll be putting down the links, all the videos I'm reacting to in the description. Okay, so you guys can go to the channels and show them some love. All right, so first video. Let me get it to go. All right, let's go.
If I took you on a first date, but I didn't want to pay for it, I wanted to split it down the middle, would you consider that a red flag?
To be honest, no, not at all. I think that especially men nowadays, they need to stand up and they need to be careful with who they're giving their money to. A lot of these women expect like shopping sprees as their first date. They're like, hey, can we go to Aventura Mall and you buy me Gucci and buy me this so you can prove that you're worthy to be my man? No, that's not how it should be. I think men are completely justified nowadays to say no and to stand their ground because they need to kind of feel out that woman to make sure that she's worth spending that money on instead of just giving a 304 a bag for the night.
So what would you recommend the amount of money a man spends on a first date is?
Nothing, man. Take her to the beach. Try to explore who she is really. And then if it goes well, maybe you could try to explore with the financials and everything, spend a little bit of money on some lunch dates. Just know that you're spending at your own risk. You have free will to do whatever you want, but just know that if you take a girl out, you do have a chance that she's going to be able to kind of swipe all that cash from you that one night.
So if a man tells a woman, we're going on a first date, but it should be at the park, and she goes, absolutely not, I'm not doing that. What does that mean to you?
It means that she's not worth it. She's probably just some money-hungry woman who does not want a serious relationship with you. I mean, somebody who, especially for myself, if I'm seriously interested in you, I'm going to go and I'm going to do whatever you want. At first, I'm going to try to get to know you. I do not care about your financials at that moment. I want to know who I'm getting myself involved with. I want to make sure you're not a criminal who's going to kill me either.
How old are you?
25.
Are you single?
Yes.
Besides good looks, what else would you add to a man's life?
Good energy, fun. I'm very spontaneous, so I love doing things on a whim, trying new things, being adventurous. If he's like a workaholic, I'd basically be the best partner I can be for whatever he has to offer.
So you're not gonna bitch at him for not having 7 days a week available to you?
Absolutely not. I'm not one who wants to see my person frequently. I believe distance makes the heart grow fonder.
On Sundays, once a week for the next 3 months.
3 months for sure. For sure 3 months, especially like if it's like work or he has a busy life. I have a busy life, so if Sundays are the only time, then that's fine.
You're not gonna have little doubts start poking at you. Well, why can't he come out on this Tuesday? Why can't he make more effort?
Maybe like later down the line in 6 months, if he wasn't being transparent or like things seemed sketchy, then there would be some questions, but not in 3 months.
Would a man have to make more money than you for you to take him seriously?
Not necessarily, no. I just don't look at
That's
the
a yes.
material things.
The waiter at P.F. Chang's, would you even consider giving him a shot?
It depends on where he's at in his life. Like
That's
if
a
he's
no.
working at PF Chang's to pay like his schooling or that's his second job, we could work on it.
Have you ever kept a guy around in your life just for attention?
Yeah.
What did that relationship look like?
Them like sliding up on our stories and, you know, being nice and taking us out and stuff.
Break down the relationship.
The first two girls, if this guy didn't pay them to say what they said, that's a very, very rare mindset. A woman who doesn't care how much you're going to spend on a date, and a woman who doesn't, want you to see her every single day, that's very rare. Because these days, women literally want you to call them every single day, 3 times a day. Now, imagine telling a woman, I'm so busy, I'm just going to see you 1 time a week. That's very rare. So shout out to those ladies. So I wouldn't be surprised if they get attacked. Because, like we've already said, anytime a woman says anything different from the majority of the feminist mindset out here, other women call them pick-me's.
Between the guy who you had a little thing with?
I don't know, like I just thought he was cute, he thought I was cute, and then we just, started talking a little bit more. But I didn't really like have feelings for him. I didn't really like him like that. I was just like, just for fun when I'm bored.
And how many dates did you, actually go on with this guy?
3 or 4.
Did you sleep with him?
No, we don't do that. We're both virgins.
You're both
I don't
virgins.
believe
If you've never had sex before, why kind of come out in such provocative clothing?
We do it for ourselves.
Yeah, we like to feel good,
cute.
look good, feel good, have a
We
good
don't do
time.
it for the attention. There was
You can feel good wearing a hoodie. You can feel good wearing a long dress. So clearly they're lying. So you're saying you're telling me you're a virgin, but you're out in the night dressed like, the one on my right in the white dress, it's not like crazy bad, but either way, it's not the type of dressing you put on for yourself to feel good. You can feel good putting on long pants and the long dress. And being a virgin, I don't know them, but if I was to make a choice, I would say it's a lie.
time in our lives where we did want attention, but now we just don't really care.
We don't need the attention.
So
Yes,
you
you
don't
do.
think that you're gonna get the wrong type of attention if you're kind of in clothes similar to lingerie?
Attention is when we actually feel good about ourselves. Like having our own validation about ourselves is like the most important.
What's your age?
47.
Have you ever been married before?
Yes, 25 years.
25 years.
Wow.
And then divorced?
Yep, I'm in that process now.
Was it you that filed for divorce in the marriage or your husband?
No, it was me.
25
It was
years.
Do you think that he would have ever taken that step?
No,
Men
Why
usually
not?
don't.
I think men are just too coward. I don't know. It just took me to say no. I think men
Men
just
are not cowards. Men understand loyalty, and when they take vows, they know what it means. They don't just run away at the first sight of issues. So many men are in marriages even when women have cheated on them. So many men are still in marriages even when they find out the kids don't belong to them. Men are not, they don't just let marriage go down just because of feelings.
get comfortable. I think they're just, maybe afraid of being alone or afraid to lose what
Oh,
they know, maybe the kids or whatever.
So you didn't want to push forward with the relationship after that much?
I did that. That's why I lasted 25 years.
But be honest with me. You were in love with this man for
Still in love with him.
still in love with him.
Yeah, I don't think that you can ever not love a person that you've spent 25 years being married to.
So how was your relationship in the beginning of the marriage with him as opposed to now where you've decided to go separate ways?
We married too young.
That came from getting married so young.
Not being honest, not being loyal. And that's the thing, when you get married too young, you grow together, you can tend to make mistakes that tend to damage the other person emotionally. And sometimes things can be forgiven but not forgotten, and
excuses.
things can accumulate over time. And then it comes to a point where sometimes you reach your limits. And if you exceed those limits, it's just time to move on.
What's your mindset going back out into the world single?
It's scary. It's a little scary because I think I'm a little outdated. Things are done differently now. It's not the same. It's not the same as 30 years ago. It's different.
What's your age?
I'm 34 years old.
Have you ever proposed to a woman before?
Yes, I did.
And how did that turn out for you?
Newly divorced.
But how long was your marriage?
8 years.
What do you think caused your 8-year marriage to deteriorate?
It's one of those crazy things, man. People can wake up and say, I don't want to do this. No matter what's built, no matter what legacies are in place, it's one of those situations where you can't control people, right? I can't control you. I can't make you do something you don't want to do. So, you know what I mean?
But did you provide in your relationship?
First month, quit your job. I'm here, I'm taking care of this. So I ain't had to see a bill in 8 years,
So even though you provided 100%,
Right.
the marriage still failed.
Yeah, man. Married people want to be single. Single people want to be married. Rich people want to be poor. Poor people want to be, rich. Rappers want to be athletes. Athletes want to be rap. It's the other side look appealing. You know what I'm saying? And to people who married for a long time, you start hanging out with your single friends, you might miss that lifestyle. A lot of women don't want to be kept put up for real.
So was it you or your wife that filed for divorce?
On her side.
But as a man, how do you handle the mental shift of building a life for 8 years with someone to now just being back on your own?
It wasn't an easy process. Was in the house for the first 4 months trying to figure out what the hell. You know what I mean? Like one of those situations like, yo, is anything not repairable these days? If this is not this and that, let's work it out. Let's fix it. At the end of the day, man, that ain't what individuals wanted to do, man. So, I got no choice but to accept it and move on with my life.
How long was your last relationship?
Yeah, there's no way any man is gonna go through that. Like you pay a woman's bills for 8 years. Like he literally retired the woman because he said once he married the woman, the first month he told her to quit and just stay home so he can provide. So this is a man who was doing everything women talk about that men should do, and they still divorced his ass. I mean, I shouldn't be laughing, but the point is, like, even when a man does it right, it's never enough. And I've said it before, and you guys have probably seen this meme on social media that a woman could literally ask a man for everything. Good example, the Steph Curry situation where the wife, Aisha Curry, is talking about she never wanted to get married, she never wanted kids. Steph Curry is the dream man for most women out here. Yet the wife is saying she wasn't even interested in getting married to him or having kids. Like, it's crazy. Like, it's never enough, man. Like, so tell me why a man is going to get married. Like, as a man, if you hear all these different stories and you're still hoping there's the one out there for you, guess what? The one who's out there for you probably has friends with that kind of mindset, which means chances are at some point she's going to have the same mindset.
It was about 2 years.
What made you cut him off after being with him for that long?
Around the first year, it was great. Everything was so good. After that year, we moved in together. He started getting really insecure. I had no social media. I had no friends. I wouldn't go out. No, nothing. Then I found out that he was cheating on me. Everything, I re-downloaded it. My phone turned on and it was Snapchat. At that time, he put his hands on me and I still went back.
Just because you downloaded Snap?
Correct.
Well, how'd you find out about the cheating?
It was the middle of the night and something in my head, your intuition is always right. I go through his phone, I don't find anything. And then I get on recently deleted. It was a video, like a screen record. And I looked through it and at the very end, it goes into Instagram. And it shows that he was texting a girl. So I re-downloaded Instagram. I logged in. And whenever I logged into his Instagram, that girl was blocked. So I added her. I was like, hey, have you hung out with this person? She answered days later and she was like, yeah, I hung out with him 2 weeks ago. I went straight into the point and I was like, did y'all fuck? And she was like, that's all we do every time we hang out. I couldn't breathe. I was just sitting there in shock. I couldn't even cry. I was just like panicking inside and didn't know what to do. So then the next morning, I kissed him goodbye like nothing happened. I picked up all my things and I left.
Did you try coming?
Just a heads up. That's our side of the story. Because you guys know that most times when there's a breakup between a man and a woman, usually women speak up. Either they tell their side of the story. They are very quick to do that. And the reason they like to do that, in my opinion, is because they want to play victim. Because if I speak first, most people are going to tend to believe me because I spoke up first, even if I'm lying, right? Because most men don't come to social media, or my woman did this. Are there some guys who do it? Yeah, but for most cases, it's the women who say, he had a small dick, he was broke, he was a bitch, and things like that, right? So the reason I don't believe her, I'm not saying it didn't happen. I'm just saying I need to hear the guy's side of the story. Because all this, he was cheating, I caught him cheating, I need to hear the guy's side of the story, because this is her side of the story. I mean, I wouldn't expect her to say she's the one who cheated. Go figure.
After you?
For sure. The day after that, he came to my house and he brought flowers. Like, flowers can fix something. It cannot. I went outside and I just started tearing all the flowers up. I start hitting him and my parents come out and they think he's hitting me, so they start hitting him.
That's how it ended completely.
No.
It keeps going.
Oh, there's more?
I kept going back. Don't ever go back, because I promise it just fucks with you mentally every single time. I would go back and he would hit me, and I would go back and he would still hit me. Something in my head would tell me that, oh, he loves me. Like, it's okay. He loves me. It's okay. It is not okay. It is never okay that a man puts his hands on you, ever.
I agree.
What's your age?
29.
Are you single?
I'm single.
And are you from Miami?
I'm actually from Jersey.
Okay.
I've been here for a year.
What's it like dating men in Miami?
The reason why I left New Jersey is because Miami has the man with the most money. So you're going to find a man with money if you look the part.
So you think these men who have money want you for you, or do they just want some quick cat?
They just want a cute accessory, and I'm that. If you're living...
I got no words, because every woman seems to think that every woman thinks she's a body. Every woman thinks she's God's given gift to earth. And every woman believes she deserves a rich man. So if all women deserve a rich man, but we know we don't have enough rich men, what happens to those who don't get the rich men? Die single?
In Miami, you need to be a cute accessory for the men with money.
But do you think there's real love in that, or is it just superficial?
It's definitely not real love in that.
But you said you came here for that.
I didn't come here for that. I didn't come here for that, but I'm here because there's men with money, and I like that, but that's not why I'm here.
That's the same thing.
Why wouldn't it work with the man who wasn't necessarily rich?
Because they can't keep up with the lifestyle.
What
I'm a
lifestyle?
bad bitch. I don't know if I could curse.
I called it. Guys, I'm literally watching this in real time. She called herself a bad bitch. Every woman thinks she's a bad bitch or she's a baddie. I'm telling you, go on Instagram. They call themselves baddies. Oh my God, you're such a baddie. Every woman on Instagram is a baddie. Unbelievable.
And one what does that lifestyle entail?
Hair, nails, eating out, dressing up, expensive shoes. You can't date a broke guy who's not going to pay for your nails, your hair, your food, your shoes, your clothes.
And when do you expect him to start dropping the bag?
On the first day, it's given like a cute date, right? Maybe $300 on the date. And that's going to show whether he has money or not.
What's your age?
26.
If we got married, would you want me to pay all the bills in the house?
Not everything. I mean, I think as a woman, like, you're doing a lot in the household as well, but I think you can chip in here and there.
So, what's your role as a woman at home?
I'm like very traditional when it comes to that. I believe the woman should be in charge of keeping the house a home, making the house a home. When he's home from work, making sure the meals are done, like making sure the house is clean, everything like that. But I also think it's important as a woman to have your own source of self. Like, you don't want to just be fully dependent on a man. I think it's important to have your own things.
But you can't do both. You can't be a traditional woman and have your own thing. You can't be an independent woman and also want to provide a man. I don't know if this, obviously this makes sense to them, because to them they want it all, right? Maybe if I was a woman, I would probably have the same mindset. But it's almost like a man wanting a woman who's a traditional woman, who's going to cook and clean, who's going to stay home with kids, but she has to pay the bills, half the bills. Like, bro, that wouldn't make sense. If she's going to stay home and take care of the kids and cook, how is she going to earn money to pay half the bills? But these women also want a man who's a provider, but they also want to be independent in the relationship. Like, that doesn't, you can't be independent and dependent at the same time.
Going as a woman.
But what if I come home from a long day of work? You can obviously tell I'm frustrated. But
Calm down.
what if I didn't take the trash out? Would you get on me for it, or
Probably.
would you still push for me to do that?
No, I mean, if the trash is already exploding and you're home, if you're not home, I'll probably take out the trash. Honestly, like, it's not that deep. I'm not gonna go crazy on you because you didn't take out the trash.
What's your age?
22.
How long was your last relationship?
4 months.
And did you break up with him, or did he leave you?
He left me.
Why do you think he left?
He said that I was moody.
What do you think the real reason was?
I think I was moody. I just don't think that we were a genuine fit.
But you thought it could work in the beginning. So how did it change over the 4 months?
I think I got to know him more, and I tried to hold on to what the beginning was. Same for him, I guess. And plus, I really liked his dog.
So you would have stuck with it if he could have handled your moods.
I need a man that can handle me, but
Oh my God.
he had a fetish that I don't think I could handle.
I need a man who can handle me. The number of times I've heard that from women. Like, why do I have to handle you, mama? Like, why can't you just be nice, easy to get along with? Can we just have a good time? Can I just be excited that I'm going to spend time with you? Like, I should be excited I'm going to come see my woman. We're going to have a good time, rather than me thinking, okay, I'm going to see this woman, but I'm going to have to handle her at some point during the day. Like, I don't want to have to handle you. Like, no man prays to God to send him a woman he has to handle. Like, why should I? If I'm already handling business, I'm already handling the world, I'm already fighting to get this money to provide for you, why should I have to handle you? Like, come on, man. No man wants that. Anyway, man, shout out to Desirable Truth, link down below. What are you guys up to? Let me see who's in the chat. Like the video if you're just coming in, support your boy. I really appreciate you guys for being here with me on this nice Sunday evening. All right, so next video, we're gonna go to Lapif, which is probably the video for why you guys clicked on the channel on the live stream. So let's do that video right now. Give me 1 second. Give me 1 second. This is the video. I'm about to play it. I'm about to put the audio on. I just wanted to go to where it starts and check in with anyone who's in the chat. Obviously, as always, Mariam is here. What's up, mama? Mariam is here showing support. Let me remove this. What's up, Mariam? Hope you're enjoying your Sunday. All right, let's get to it. All right, let's go.
So let me ask you this, and I don't want to hog the mic. Isn't it contingent upon what the husband or what the man needs out of you when he's selecting you to the dynamic or the relationship dynamic he expects to be ahead of in his household? If you were fluid or you're a jack of all trades, so to speak, and he's looking for someone who's very, very well rounded in specific tasks, not a whole bunch of tasks specifically. So isn't it contingent upon what the person wants? So like if I'm vetting you, and is it contingent upon, okay, what do I need from you specifically? Like I don't need you to be doing all that shit. I just need you to be a subject matter expert in these few things. Can you do that? Can you lock in on that?
But me knowing how to, let's say, for instance, something that's not a traditional woman's role, change a tire doesn't mean that I can't throw down in the kitchen or clean.
It doesn't. You're right. It doesn't.
So just because I know how to do multiple things that may fall on both sides of the spectrum doesn't mean that when you're vetting a specific woman that you don't also see she also knows how to do the things that you need.
Yeah, but how does that work out whenever you go out of the household and you want to go out and pursue your career? You want to go out and try to get financial stability. You want to go out and do hot girl summer. And then you still want to learn how to be culinary arts so you can be a wife and cook. It doesn't really work out for women these days to be able to.
You don't have to go out
spread themselves thin, right?
Learn how to cook in your household, right? By either your mother or father, whoever is actually the cook in the home. You go and get a career because in today's age, most people have to both work in order to survive in this society. Correct. And then I don't know, these are just regular life skills that people absolutely need in order to date, to survive. You can't just decide as a Black woman. I'm not talking about any other culture. As a Black man, you can't just decide that you're going to, graduate from high school and then hurry up and go find your husband, and you may be a waitress for the rest of your life until he knocks you up and you're good. No, that's not, you don't even make enough for both of you guys to survive, to raise a family. We both need to be able to bring in enough money for us to live comfortably. We both need to have skills in order for both of us to actually excel in this life.
Everything she said would be correct if Black women actually cared to pick average men. Because everything she said is assuming they actually pick men they're willing to work with. But the thing is, the real truth is, they don't want the average man. They don't want the plumber. They don't want the electrician. They don't want the guy who works at Home Depot. They don't want the guy who's still building himself. They don't want the $50,000 a year guy. They want the guy who already has the money. So the way she was explaining it, you could think that if women really wanted average men, there would be no average men single, but they all want the six-figure guy. So whatever she said doesn't make sense because that's not what they do. That's not what the actions show.
Seriously suggest when your sons are short doing age, they would never wash dishes.
Did he ask me, am I sure that my sons will never wash dishes?
He said at chore doing age, they'll never wash.
Nah, my sons don't wash dishes. That's a task for a woman to do. and then let alone we got a dishwasher too. So like the woman's tasks have been taken away from technology.
I don't think I wash no dishes in this house ever either, Darwin.
No,
there's a difference between you not washing, kids not washing dishes.
No, my kids are not washing dishes.
I'm not sure if his kids old enough yet, are they?
My kids are 2 and 3.
That's why I was gonna say this. How old be when your kids are 10, 11, 12 years old?
I'm telling you now, my sons are not going to be washing dishes. I didn't say kids because I plan on having a daughter. If I have a daughter, God bless him with a daughter, most definitely she'll be washing dishes. She'll be washing dishes. She'll be washing clothes. She'll be vacuuming, mopping floors, and all kind of shit. Wiping, dusting the air vents, all kind of shit.
So
Hey,
what choice?
boy.
What?
The women are triggered just because he said the sons won't be doing dishes. That's a woman's task. I mean, I'm not saying he's right or wrong, but what I would say is in 2025, women don't even want to do dishes. They can't even cook. So good luck to your son.
What choice your son will have to do?
My sons will be taking out the garbage. They'll be cleaning the garage. They'll be making sure if things break around the house, they fix it. They'll be lined up on me on the wall whenever with their own pistols. Whenever a bump happens in the night, they'll be helping me with protection. They'll be helping bring groceries in and out of the house. They'll be helping me with repairs on vehicles.
Doesn't like it.
When it's whatever the hell you call that on there and clear out the gutters, we'll be doing that. We'll be lawnmowing the yard. We'll be putting bricks down. We'll be fixing everything.
Oh, Darwin, I got another one. Shoveling the snow, and when it's cold, if your remote started, you had an issue with that, we'll be the one going out to the car to warm it up and clean it off. Like,
Yeah, gender roles.
They'll be out there on the grill. They'll be flipping steaks, chickens, patties, all kind of stuff.
All right, y'all. I want to make sure we get back on track. If we
I'll let me
remove,
when they're old enough.
okay, if we remove gender roles completely, what happens to the family structure in the Black community? Who else want to answer this?
It falls. It fails. She's already failing. No gender roles. No,
I answer. I think that
family.
oh, somebody gonna go.
Before they go, no gender roles, no family, no structure, no community. It's already taking place. It's already happening. So this is a no-brainer. I'm hoping the women will say the same thing as me because it's common sense, right? But let's see what the women say.
No, you go ahead, Marcus.
Yeah, I think that you gotta excuse me, I'm feeling a little queasy, but if you remove gender roles completely, what you have is the fluid situation that was being discussed, and I don't think that pans out for the best, men and women. Then the women will be complaining that the men are sassy, and the men will be complaining that the women are masculine, and that neither one is the ideal choice to be in a relationship with, and neither will get in a relationship because they're looking for something the other one doesn't provide, but they're naturally looking for that thing because at a base level, they desire certain things. Like when men talk about the type of woman they want to have, universally, it's very, very similar for the type of wife or mother that they want. And the same thing when women talk about the type of husband they want, universally, it's very similar. But as we get closer to everybody's the same, there's no gender differences, it gets more and more difficult to fulfill those roles and to convince men to fulfill them when they're being taught that they shouldn't have to. Like chivalry is under attack, femininity is under attack, and marriage is under attack. Everything that would be the wrong thing or to be argued against at this point. And I just don't see how it's beneficial to us.
Bo doesn't like it. You guys see Bo?
Anybody else haven't spoken in a while?
Bo is about to go off.
Go ahead, Bo.
Look at that. Here we go with the feminism.
Nothing would happen to the Black community except it would stay the same.
No.
Here's the thing.
That's a lie. It's not staying.
Men have got to stop being NPCs. Like I really want y'all, because however you were programmed, I'm talking about there is no other dialogue that can be had. I don't know what it is. However you were raised to think, whatever you were raised to do, I'm talking about you can't leave off that one line. You can't leave off Jesus. That NPC talk, nothing would happen. What would happen is people will be free to do what they are best suited to do.
Not true.
Like there are a lot of men that don't know how to do a lot of things. There are a lot of men that don't know how to fix cars.
That's true.
There are a lot of men that don't know how to fix stuff around the house.
That's
there
true.
are a lot of men that don't. There are some men that don't even know how to change a tire. I have met men that be like, I mean, I got AAA. I ain't changing no tire. There are a lot of men that will tell you they're not doing no manual labor. They'll pay somebody, but they ain't doing it. What would happen is people would find the people who meet them where they are, who fill in gaps. Like, that's what the fluidity does. It doesn't have to be for everybody. Y'all can stick to hard black and white gender roles for everybody. But I can guarantee you, if some man come to me with this stupid shit talking about women wash dishes, men don't, I'm gonna slap you across your face and I'm gonna walk away because,
oh my God,
bitch, who you talking to? Because not here. You know what I'm saying? Like, go find somebody else, and it's cool. Like, I can't knock a man for being like, but don't bring that over here to me, because the way I hate to wash dishes, oh, my mama be fussing at me. I can't stay.
You know what's funny? So she's saying if a man asks her to wash dishes, she'll slap him. Now, whether she's joking or not, but let's talk about it, right? So she's gonna slap a man who tells her to wash dishes. But you know what's funny? She's still going to ask the man to provide. Oh yeah, just because she threatens to slap you because you asked her to wash dishes doesn't mean she doesn't want you to pay all the bills. This woman, with all her feminism, if you take her on a date and you ask her to pay 50-50, I can guarantee you two things are going to happen. Number one, she'll probably walk away, right? Because there's some women do that. If a man is like, let's split the check, they walk away. Or number two, she will pay for the date. She will pay her share of the date, but she's never going to talk to you again. She's never going to give you a second date. So just because she's such a feminist, oh, I don't do dishes, I don't cook, she still wants a man who provides. That's the double standard that she doesn't talk about.
And I do it sometimes because
you slap her.
No, it doesn't. I have to get it fixed. Thank you very much, because I'm a homeowner and I have to pay somebody to do it.
No, I said, did you slap your mama whenever she tried to get you to do the dishes?
Oh, I thought you asked me about my dishwasher. No, I didn't slap my mama.
All right, so keep that same energy when that man.
No, my mother tells me that I need to wash my dishes. Because you know what? It's just me. They my dishes. Mine. Right here. Right? This whole house. The whole thing. Mine.
I don't know.
Responsibility. But
I don't know.
If I cook, you washing these dishes. Like, if I cook and I clean up after myself, at the end of all of it, out whatever's left in the sink, you washing them dishes. Because if not, them dishes gonna be sitting there a while. Because if I do that, you got to do something else. Like, we have to help each other.
He's already paying the bills. What are you talking about helping? Right? Because that's one thing she's not talking about. Now, I will understand if they're going 50-50. They're going 50-50 on mortgage. They're going 50-50 on paying the electricity bill. They're going 50-50 on paying for the food, for the groceries. Okay, yeah, sure. She does the cooking. He does the dishes. But if she's going to tell me she wants a man to do the dish, to go half and half on the dishes, but she expects him to pay all the bills, because I'm telling you guys, most of them want the man to still pay the bills, all the bills. And then they still want the man to come in the kitchen and cook, to get from work and cook. And remember, they're still working also, which means they're saving their money. So they want a man to pay all the bills. They want a man to help them cook and clean, but they're also going to be working. And guess what they're going to do with their money? They're going to keep it. They're going to save it and spend the guy's money. Which man wants such a deal? I mean, are there dumb men? Yeah, for sure. But not majority.
So they can sit there a while, just as long as you bring your ass back and come back and wash them.
Yeah.
But you know what's crazy about y'all women? Let's just agree that roles is a task that you expect someone to do. Y'all are adamant about having these expected tasks or things that a man's supposed to do before he get in a relationship. Like, he's supposed to cover the bill. He's supposed to open the door. He's supposed to do all these other things before in a relationship.
Facts.
Before you get in a relationship. But the moment you get in a relationship, now you want to erase all these damn tasks.
Now they want to be
like, can y'all make that make sense? because y'all are clear on what a man's supposed to do.
Facts.
Whenever he's dating you, courting you. Well, all of that, for some reason, y'all want all that shit to go out of the door once he give you his last name. It's almost like y'all communicating a bait and switch that really deters men from even entertaining getting married. Y'all are literally scaring a generation of men away from wanting to even get involved with y'all.
Yeah,
to
men
get
are giving
married.
up.
Like y'all are not even in marriages, and y'all are saying that y'all will slap a man for asking you to wash the dishes, not even considering what is he doing for you.
They don't care what the man is doing for them. They just expect him to do it. They expect him. That's why they have the saying of a real man will do ABCD, but they never have a saying of what a real woman would do. They know everything a real man does, even if they didn't grow up with a daddy in the house, even if they've never kept a relationship for more than 6 months, right? Even if they've never been married a day in their life, they know what a real man does. But then they can never, for some reason, we don't have a saying of what a real woman will do. Forget what a real woman will do. We don't have a saying of a real woman. We have a saying of a real man, right? But we don't have a saying of a real woman.
Like he's probably going to go do some of the most strenuous things to make sure he bring resources in the house, and he just wants you to clean up the damn dishes and forks and spoons, but you want to throw hands.
Yeah.
Like what the hell?
You're not hearing it correctly, darling. What they're saying is that they want to actually do more. What I'm hearing the women say, current day 2025, is that women are more capable of what we've allowed them to do in a relationship. We've done them a disservice by limiting them to the duties of cooking and cleaning. They can do more. They can change tires. They can facilitate bills. They can do more. So I think you're hearing it incorrectly. I think we as men, as Bo has said, need to be a little bit more open-minded, see things in color, and understand that women today are better than the women before. They can do more.
Psych.
No, we just want different
That's a lie.
chores. Like, yeah, that's what it is. We want different chores.
So y'all
wanna
gonna do the dishes. Y'all just want to do more than the dishes. Well, then mop the damn floor then.
I know you wash the dishes, and
Yeah, exactly.
I'll rake leaves.
Who pays the bills?
Let's switch
That's
some
a
of
big
the
question.
chores and swap them
Y'all
around.
confusing.
You know what I mean?
I think this is what I was doing. This is what I was trying to say. Somehow feminine traditional things have been so demonized that it seems like we insulting them by asking them to do some simple things that would take
like make a
for the
sandwich.
household to run.
They get offended.
Yeah, like a lot of those things are less labor intensive than the thing we plan on doing. But somehow the idea in their mind is that it's a negative or they being belittled. And to that, I would say, please don't push that on no younger women, because
it's too late.
An older man can't get in a relationship with that, and the younger women, if they want to have relationships and families, they can't walk around with this belief system. Like this is anti being in a relationship. This anti-family. This is
It's too late for that. It's too late because Bo, I think, is like 40 something, right? Let's say all the women on the panel are like 30 plus, right? The younger women already have this mindset that these older women already have, right? And then when a man wants a younger woman, because Bo is talking about, I'll slap a man who tells me to do dishes, Bo is going to be like, oh, you're just trying to be a predator. Why do you go for the younger women? But Bo, you just said if I ask you to do dishes, to wash the dishes, you're going to slap me. And then if I go to a woman who's 10 years your junior, you're going to call me a predator. Like, what? Which is it? I know what it is. They want men to just accept them the way they are. They want you to pay all the bills. They want you to do the dishes. They want you to give them the credit card. They want you to cook for them. And they don't want you to say anything. So pay the bills and shut up and let me be. Don't ask me where I'm going. Don't ask me what time I'm coming back. I'm the queen. Just pay my bills. Don't you dare tell me what to do. Isn't it funny? Like, which man wants to sign up for that? And like I said, are there men who are in those type of relationships? Oh, yeah, I know. There's plenty of men who are in those type of relationships, but do they know any better? I doubt they know any better, because if they knew better, they would make different choices, right? So, but clearly there's not enough men out here who are dumb enough to take the deal that Bo is giving out. It's not enough men dumb enough to pay the bills and let a woman make them do the dishes. You know what I mean? So, but anyway, man, shout out to Lapeef. That was interesting. I had to react to that. When I saw that, I was like, oh, they're out here trying to slap men left and right. You know what I mean? So, anyway, let's go to Anton Daniels. All right. Shout out to you guys who are in the chat. I see what's that name? Orange Daily says men make the dishes, the sink, and the soap to even wash. Then Full Sender says, if I have to ask a woman to cook and clean, it's already over. Facts. If she can't just cook, because remember, when it's your turn to pay the bills, when the rent is due, she doesn't want to have to ask you. She wants you to get it. She wants you to already, have the money to go to pay the rent, right? But when it's her turn to do the dishes, she wants you to literally beg. She wants you to beg and plead. Oh, sweetheart, I just paid mortgage and I'm starving. Can you make a meal for me, please? Pretty please, can you make me a sandwich? That's what they want men to do, But maybe some of you guys will take that deal. I don't know. I can guarantee you it won't be a good deal long term. Let's get to Anton Daniels. They were talking about, I think this is Porter Jr. I think he plays for the Nuggets, but that's not the main point. The point was to talk about they want men. So you know how after divorce they expect you to pay alimony, even if you're not with a woman, even if she gets another man, and the men after divorce keep paying spousal support. Women are saying if you break up with her in a relationship and you guys break up, she still expects you to provide, to give her money, even if she has a new man who's clapping cheeks. Just because you're the ex and you got more money, she wants you to keep sending her money even after the relationship is over. So let's get into it.
Yeah. It's very hard when you have money, as you know, to tell a woman's intentions, right?
Fact.
So
Right.
I had never, people call it tricking. I had never spent money on it. I had never bought girl expensive gifts before this last girl. And it was cool to do. Like, I liked making sure she was fly. I liked making sure she had nice things.
Right.
But I still wanted to know that she was with me for like the right reasons. You know what I mean? Because every dude in this particular person's past had money. So I never wanted to feel like a girl was just with me because of what I have and what I could give her, which, that's not a bad thing. If a woman says that her type needs to have money or she's only going to be attracted to do with money, I'm not saying that's wrong, because at the end of the day, a man is supposed to provide for a woman.
Right.
But
she was providing half the rent.
No, so watch this. I'm just saying,
She
so
just
my
had to be half
mindset,
your girlfriend.
my mindset was like, okay, I still want to know she's in this for the right reasons. So she's looking for a new apartment and she's looking at these different apartments, in her price range or whatever.
Right.
And I'm not gonna live with a girl until I'm married. I feel like if you move in with a girl, you're living with a girl, you're dang near married. So I never wanted to do that. So
you never lived with any of your
never
girlfriends?
lived with a girl. Nah, I'm not doing that till I'm married. So basically, she's looking around. she's looking around for her apartments, and she came across one, but it was way out of her price range. It was like double what she could afford. So I was like, this is really nice. I want you to be able to stay here. I want to be able to pull up and stay here. You know what I'm saying? Like, what can you afford? And I'll split it. I'll pay the rest. So
right.
I ended up doing that, and I was like, yo, whatever happens, and I want the people's advice on this too, because I'm curious.
Yeah, I am the
so basically, bruh, I said whatever happens in this relationship for the next year, I'm committed to paying this rent.
You're a
Like,
year by year guy. You committed to the NBA year by year. You committed to
I'm
your
like,
woman
because I'm like, I don't know if we're gonna be together. I don't know if this is my wife. I don't know if it's not. So I'm like, okay, for this next year, I got you. Whatever happens, we can break up. I got you for this next year. I'll split rent with you.
You can into it with the wrong mindset though.
I know, but brother, I don't know. I just didn't know. So then we end up breaking up 5-6 months into the rent. And basically that's where I'm at now, where I'm like, man, do I keep helping her out?
No.
Or is it cooked? Because she's not my girlfriend anymore, but I gave her my word. But at the end of the day, it's like,
how did the relationship end?
All right, we'll get into that in the next segment.
If the relationship is over, it's over.
Question.
That's it.
And I'm not going to start with Slimmy. I'm going to start with somebody else. They broke up. Let's assume for the sake of conversation that the beginning of the year, they signed this agreement and he agreed to pay half of the rent of this woman because she couldn't afford to be there without him, but he gave her his word. Should he continue to pay half of the rent for the rest of the year?
Hell no.
Even though they're no longer together.
Hell no. Relationship is over.
Do they live together?
No, not no. Well, he never lived with her, but he wanted to stop through. You got to remember, okay, so for the ladies, this is Michael Porter Jr., NBA player, still currently in the NBA. He's made over $200 million in earnings so far. All right. Does he continue to pay the rent because he gave her his word?
No.
Or they no longer together? It's not his responsibility.
It's not. They were not married.
I think what the guy asked at the end was extremely important. How did y'all break up?
It doesn't matter. They broke up.
Well, to go into it, he said it was his fault. In so many words, he said that it was his fault that they broke up, and you'd have to assume. Here, let me play a little bit more. All right, let me play a little bit more.
It doesn't change the fact that they're not together. He shouldn't have
because
to
of
pay.
me. Yes. If it was because of her, but because it was because of me.
What did you do? Accountability moment, brother to brother. What did you do that fucked this shit up halfway into the year? Paying her
She
rent?
probably gonna be hearing this too, huh?
Absolutely.
She definitely gonna be
But share
hearing
your
this.
truth. Why did y'all break up?
Well, first of all, to any girl that I've ever hurt, I apologize.
That's a terrible apology, but
Mariam, you're right.
Oh,
this part of the reason he's celibate right now. I want to hear this story, man.
Yeah, but it was because of me, bro. It was the same thing as well. Actually, we weren't technically boyfriend and girlfriend at the time. We were broken up a few
This
months
is all
prior.
your story. You never boyfriend and girlfriend when you decide that
We
not be
wasn't
shit,
boyfriend.
huh?
We wasn't boyfriend and girlfriend at the time, but I ended up,
Oh shit! I made a mistake and closed it out. My mistake. I'm gonna
We
pull it.
know he ended up cheating.
Oh,
probably.
he cheated when he said we weren't technically
know.
together. We know what the
Like,
fuck
we
he
already
did.
know what he did.
I don't think it matters.
Nigga, we was on a break, nigga. It don't count. Shit.
He got
Yeah, but I still don't think just because he cheated, just because they were not married, he made a promise. The same way women promise to cook and clean for a man, they promise to be nice to a man. Guess what? Once the relationship ends, do they continue being nice to the man? Do they continue giving the man sex? Do they continue cooking for the man? No. Once the relationship ends, the woman wants nothing to do with you. So just because he made a promise because they were together, but they're not together anymore. So why should he keep paying her rent? Just because he makes millions of dollars? Do women continue cooking for a man just because they broke up? No. So no, he shouldn't give her any money.
7 more months in that lease, so go on ahead and pay.
Yeah, go ahead and run it up, my nigga.
No. I disagree with everyone on the panel.
I beg your pardon.
He need to go ahead and pay. 'Cause
No.
He first of all,
Why?
I don't even understand. What do you mean? I'm not gonna live with a girl until I get married. But then you're gonna agree to pay half her. So
Nigga, if you
for
can't
all
afford
of
to
the
live there,
above,
nigga, you better
you need
go
to
elsewhere,
pay.
nigga.
It's probably not him not being able to afford to live there. Men won't access.
He wanted to be able to stay over there, and you can't stay
Yeah,
somewhere
he
you
don't want
pay
to
the
drop his
bills.
$150,000 SUV
You
to the
can't roll into
hood.
somebody's house that you don't pay the bills. You can't say and do something where you don't foot the bills at. So that half gave him 50% ownership. So I can walk in here when I feel like it. And you better not have no dudes in here and yada 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 yada. That's what that is, and that's fine because he paying the rent.
Well,
And he
but dudes
liked
don't
and
have
he
to-
liked the place. He said, I could see myself being here. It was about
Well,
him.
Then he should have rented it.
Women need to
He
listen.
should have got the apartment then.
He did. In his mind, he did, and she was helping him take care of half of it in his mind.
So then he need to carry out the remainder of that lease.
Yeah, he on the lease. He on the lease.
No.
I don't
Well,
think
if he
he on the
breaks the
lease.
lease,
I don't think
if he
he on the
breaks the
lease.
lease, he needs to
Well, he might
abide
not
by
be on the
whatever the
lease.
lease, the breaking of the lease. Is.
I don't think he on the lease.
Out of guilt, just pay that rent, boy.
No.
And you could still be there. Unless he can't be
Just
there. If she
pay
don't
that
want him
rent,
there,
what?
then well, if she does not
That boy,
want
that
him
was
there,
added. That was good.
then I would not pay it because you don't want me here. So
Yo, the entitlement is crazy. So if a woman promises to cook for a man in a relationship and they break up, Should she continue cooking for the man? Of course, I mean, I shouldn't be surprised. Women are asking a man who they broke up with to continue paying their bills. But this is crazy. Damn.
But if she wants him there, he needs to pay it all.
Welcome back, Molly.
Thank you.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah,
You
he
feel
needs to pay.
Like, she should be
He
smart.
needs to pay from the
TTB.
Write it
business
out. Take
aspect.
him back, girl. Forgive
TTB.
him. And make him pay
What
it
does that
off.
mean?
He needs to pay
TTB.
from the business. Oh,
From the words of the
on the what?
That was a sound bite. That should be in a song, Molly. Pay that rent, boy.
Oh my God.
Hell
That dude about to clip her up. Oh
Listen,
boy, about to
listen,
clip her
Carrie
up.
No,
King.
we
I'm
don't do
opinion.
we don't promote other people. Slimmy.
No,
what's
no,
your-
no. The
No, for a song.
dude, the bag chaser. The
I
bag
know.
chaser.
Yeah, he need to make a song with that. That's good.
Slimmy, what's your thoughts?
I hope Slim
Cancel
is
that
different.
bitch.
No.
How's that?
That's it.
Cancel that bitch.
Fact.
I disagree with you on this one, Slim.
Nah.
He shouldn't
And
have did that to begin with.
The reason why I disagree with you is because I personally believe that you have to be a man of your word.
No.
That if that's not what you intended to do, then nigga, you shouldn't have said that that's what you're gonna do.
He said it because they're in a relationship, Anton, and the relationship is over. So he's not supposed to keep paying because the relationship is over. Whatever he said was contingent on the fact that they were in a relationship.
You can't tell somebody that you're gonna do something and then break your word just because you don't feel like it.
No, it's not.
You can't give your word. You can't give your word. You can't do that.
It's not.
I agree with you 1,000%. But me personally, I can't relate to what he did, so I can't even think of it like that. So
You gotta think about it. That's what he said. We gotta go by what he said on the clip.
I gotta say
No, Slim. You cheating. You're cheating. You're cheating, Slim. You always want to relate it back to you. No, you gotta go and you gotta go based off of what was said, Slim.
Wait, why he break up with that girl?
Because he cheated.
Oh, he cheated on her?
About it.
Yes.
Oh no, he gotta go full villain. He really gotta cancel her. Fuck her. He gotta go full villain.
And he seemed nervous that she would be hearing what he was saying. I was like,
Man, he got to man up. He got to man up and be full villain, man. Like he too nice.
Exactly.
He's light skinned already.
He likes
prince
that
ass
spot.
nigga, man.
He likes the place he put her in. He don't care about her. He likes that spot.
place gone.
She was there, so it's convenient.
That girl gone. That place gone.
Exactly.
You gotta get up out of it. You gotta relieve yourself.
He
gotta
can
go.
fix it.
She gotta go back to the streets. She gotta go back to the streets.
I agree.
The real lesson, I believe, is
Sell that coochie.
Niggas need to stop promising people stuff.
That's true.
And just
I agree with that.
They just got to be straight up. You got to stop selling wolf tickets, nigga. I be telling people all the time, like, man, stop doing that, bro. Like, stop selling people on something that you don't plan on doing.
But here's the thing, like, people when they're in relationship or they're in love, right? They all tend to make all these promises, right? So if everyone is going to be held to the promises they made when they're in a relationship, I don't think that's fair. I don't expect a woman to cook for me after the relationship. I don't expect her to give me sex after the relationship. I don't even expect her to call me or text me. The same way a woman shouldn't be entitled to a man's money once the relationship is over. It's like expecting your job to continue paying you after the job has ended, especially after the contract has ended. Like, nobody should be entitled to any person's money and kindness and generosity, because let's say he finds another woman, she's going to be asking him, why are you paying your ex's rent? You feel me? That doesn't make sense. I disagree. The only one I agree with is Slimmy. But anyway, shout out to Anton Daniels. I just thought I should play that for you guys because this is crazy. I can't believe only Slimmy was right. Only Slimmy had it right. What do you guys think? You guys think people should be paying people's bills after the relationship is over? Because if that's the case, then men are going to be like, hey, listen, if I'm going to pay your bills after the relationship is over, then I'm expecting you to, you know, to let me clap the cheeks, right? I mean, if we're gonna be fair, fair is fair. You're gonna have to come to my place and cook me some dinner, right? Even if the relationship is over, because I mean, you promised to always cook for me, right? Is that what we're doing? I bet women are gonna say no, right? Yeah, Mariam was right that agreeing to pay her rent is contingent upon them being together. Facts, and I agreed with that. Right. Anyway, let's go to whatever podcast. Let's go.
Superficial or shallow or wrong or any sort of way for a guy.
I just think that it was a little like unfair.
No.
Like,
Forget the chat. I'm asking you a question related to the chat. But do you think it's wrong for a guy to not want to date she could, let's say she's a fantastic woman. Would you object to a guy not wanting to date a woman who's overweight?
I would think.
You can answer the question. Go ahead.
I wouldn't think it's fair.
Say with your chest. What?
I wouldn't think it's fair.
You wouldn't think it's fair.
But where in dating does fairness exist? Where in
Just
attraction
because
does
she's
fairness?
overweight, but like, what if she was like, what you guys were talking about, like a virgin and like all these other things, but she's just overweight.
The number one
I
factor.
feel like that could be changed though. Like that,
Yeah,
you could
but-
work on that.
Yeah, you can. But the number one factor in attraction as
What if she
men
has like a health
is
condition? What if she has like their thyroid problems or something like that, and she just like
that
has
doesn't
so it does bother you then?
Yeah,
that doesn't that. But look, let me. That doesn't change the visceral response we have to seeing a woman. When we see a woman and a woman is attractive, subconsciously we have a response. We release serotonin, norepinephrine.
Facts.
These are responses that we have to seeing women who are attractive. If we don't get that response, and it's because she's overweight, we don't get that response.
I agree, and I'm not saying, you know, don't put your health and make it like a priority, but I was just saying, like, I just didn't think that that's fair. That like,
I just don't understand
looking
how
at-
a preference is unfair.
Yeah, it's a preference.
Exactly.
It's like
I don't think it's fair that women reject men who are short, especially because they can't do nothing about their height. But now men can't choose women who are not overweight. The double standards are crazy.
Does anyone
what I
care?
was saying. I
Before
said
I
it
have
was an
anybody else come in, does anybody agree with her?
Of course, there's so many women who are going to.
Anybody agree?
No.
So okay, I'm
Do you
shocked.
agree?
I'm
Nicole?
surprised.
No.
Anybody? Okay.
Okay.
Wait, hold on.
I'll take the L. This is the first time I've seen a group of women who agree with men's preferences, because they usually attack men's preferences.
Yeah.
How would you feel if?
Wait, but if I was obese, that makes me unmarried, or
Wait,
unmarriageable,
No.
like unwifeable,
No,
like
no,
I'm
we-
not high value
That's
just
not what
because
they
I'm
say.
overweight.
No, what we're saying is that men have a preference for slimmer bodies, especially it can be context specific, because weight is the one the one factor that is variable cross culturally depending on where you are. So if you go somewhere where food is scarce, women who are heavier would probably be more desirable because it speaks to them being healthier. But where food is abundant, you would like smaller women. So in the West, food is abundant. We're overweight. Women are overweight. So that means they're consuming too much and not doing enough exercise. But what we're saying and what I'm saying is, I just wanted to ask, if your boyfriend was to cheat on you with a fat woman, how would that make you feel?
Oh, that would hurt my feelings.
That would hurt your feelings, right? Like not even just the cheating itself, but the fact that it's a fat woman. Would that
Well, it would hurt me just in general that I got cheated on.
But wait. because women engage in intersexual competition too.
Fact.
So one of the things women will shame other women for is being fat.
And being
So
a
that's
whore.
why I said that. Women call each other whores.
Yep.
They talk about how old they are and they talk about being fat. So
ugly.
you know that being fat is not inherently desirable to men. You would feel more offended if your guy cheated on you with a fat woman, because you'd be like, really? Like, the bitch is
No,
fat.
and I'm admitting to that, but I'm not gonna sit here and like be mean to bigger women or like bully them, because that's just not in me. I'm not.
Well-
I like think all women are beautiful. I was just sticking up for them.
Are all men beautiful?
Yeah, in their own way. Yes,
That's-
everyone.
But that's not true, because you would have picked most of the average men would be picked. If all the men are beautiful, there would be no single average man.
Are all men desirable?
Are you
To
physically?
somebody, yes.
No, but
everybody is for somebody.
but,
I
okay.
believe that.
My question that I asked you was, do you object to a guy not wanting to date a woman because she's overweight? And you said yes. You do. You would object to that. You think it would be unfair to judge a woman based on her weight. However,
They judge men on height.
you wouldn't just date anybody, would you?
No.
I'm sure. Do you have criteria and
Preferences?
standards and
Yeah.
preferences?
But
Are some
I
of
said
those
that,
physical
though.
preferences?
That's what he thinks, though.
No, but you would object. You said you'd object to it. You think it'd be unfair.
Yeah. But
So-
that's his own opinion. That's what
How
he
tall are you?
wants. I'm 5'7".
Would you date a guy who's shorter than you?
No, but I have.
So
What's your-
yes.
So that's unfair.
So yes.
That's unfair that you, and first,
Double
and I would also
standards.
point out, height is totally out of a guy's control. You can't control your height as a guy. As a woman or a man,
your weight.
you can control your weight. So I would
You can control how much you eat. You can control how much you go to McDonald's. I love McDonald's though. Sometimes their fries are fire, if I'm gonna be honest. Right? They judge men based on money. Like it's so hard to make money. Like it's really hard to make money, but they judge men on. I can guarantee you, this woman, and she's a good-looking lady. There you go. You guys are gonna call me a simp, but she's a good-looking lady, in my opinion. This woman has rejected like thousands of men. I can guarantee you. Was that unfair? No, that was a choice. That was a preference.
actually argue it's much more unfair to judge a man by his height than to judge a woman by her weight.
Facts.
However, it's totally cool. Women will actually insult short men. They'll use it as an attack. They'll make TikTok videos saying you must be this tall to date me, blah, blah, blah. But if a man were to say, I wouldn't date a overweight woman.
There are men, though, that prefer that, though.
Yes, there are. I would say most don't, though. And I'd say the men that prefer overweight women, they do it out of necessity because, frankly, they
got no
aren't capable of
choices.
securing a partner who is more trim.
Are you calling them insecure?
No, I'm not calling them insecure, but like the reality is a lot of men date necessitously. Is that even a word? Necessitously? I don't know if that's a fucking word.
You might have made that one
He's
up.
trying to say a lot of men date what they can get. So the whole thing of men fuck who they can get and women fuck who they want, right? Because most women are approached, so they get to pick and choose. Okay, I like this guy. Okay, this guy is not tall enough. Okay, he's not rich enough. So they pick and choose because they have so many guys approaching them. As for a man, I approach and then I can either get rejected or I can be given a chance, whichever comes first, unless you're like Chris Brown or Drake, where the women come to you. But for as long as a man, you still have to approach. If she says no, there's nothing you can do. So whoever says yes is who you go with.
I might have made that one up. They date out of like most men have very few options.
Yeah.
So I think the saying goes, I haven't used this one in a while. Women date who they want.
Yeah,
Men
I just said
well, no,
that.
it's women sleep
with who they want.
Women sleep with who they want. Men sleep with who they can.
Yes.
So if that's your only options, is a look. There's some men with fetishes. That's fine. Those are outliers. The majority of men probably prefer women with a healthy BMI and who are not overweight and obese. Let me ask, do you have a height minimum when it comes to who you date?
Not a minimum, but like I would prefer somebody that's at least like my height, 5'7" and above.
See, that's a
which I don't think is that difficult.
So that
How
makes
tall was your last boyfriend?
We were the same height, 5'7".
Same height?
Yeah.
Okay.
I have to meet.
That makes it unfair for the guys who are 5'6", since you want to date men who are 5'7", right? That makes it unfair. But she's not going to say that. She's going to call it a preference. Women's preferences are called as you're strong, you know your worth. But for men's preferences, they're seen as you hate women. How dare you? How dare you judge? Yet women judge you within the first 5 seconds of a woman seeing you. She has already made her mind up whether you're the kind of guy she wants to take to her friends. You're the kind of guy she just wants to see at night when no one is watching. You're the kind of guy she's going to use for free dates. You're the kind of guy she wants to fuck the same night. Like she has already put you on all those departments that within the 5 seconds of seeing you.
Maybe he would have been 5'8".
Right. So the reality is most women would probably prefer to date a guy who's taller than them.
Facts.
Nobody bats an eye at that. But when a guy says, I don't want to date a woman who's overweight,
it's an issue.
My God, fat shaming, insecure, blah, blah, blah.
I didn't say he was insecure.
Well, okay. You said you object to a man not wanting to date a woman who's overweight. Go ahead.
And I think it goes both ways too, because when you are looking at a potential partner that is overweight, you got to think about when I have kids, A, it might be harder for them to have kids. B, they could develop heart issues like heart's disease, not to mention they have a shorter overall lifespan. So knowing that you're going to be getting into a relationship that's
smart,
and that person might and probably is most likely going to die before you, and you're going to be alone with the kids, why would you enter into a relationship knowing that those might be the terms and costs because of weight?
That's
okay. If that's the argument, then the guy needs to be literally in the gym every day. He needs to be on top of his health also
not true.
for him to be able to say that. And then I would be like, okay, that's valid because you take care of your health and you make that a priority. Then I'll respect that. But like just being like a big heavy set man and being like, oh, I'm not going to date somebody that's big. Like what? Like you have a lot of nerve.
Yeah, but it's not like short women only want to date short men. Because what she's saying that only men who are fit and go to the gym should desire women who are fit, right? So in that logic, the same logic should be only women who are 6 feet should desire men who are 6 feet. But we know women who are 3 feet, 2 feet sometimes, asking for men who are 7 feet, asking for LeBron James. How is it possible that she can't see the double standard by even just talking? Women who make $30,000 want men who make 6 figures. So should we say only rich women should want rich men? No, she's going to say, oh no, I don't want to be with a broke guy. Okay, but why are you making all these standards for men? Why are you deciding who men should choose and date?
I mean, you make a fair point. However,
No,
I
it's
would
not a
argue
fair
that
point.
a lot of women desire traits in men that they themselves do not possess.
Facts.
For example, a lot of women want a guy who's funny. Are they funny themselves? A lot of women want a guy who's tall. Are they funny themselves? A lot of
Already tall
women
themselves.
want a guy who's charismatic. Oh, did I miss that?
Yeah, you said funny. Yeah, you said funny.
Oh,
themselves.
sorry.
You
Okay.
meant tall.
A lot of girls want a guy who's super confident and has charisma, yet they're not charismatic or confident themselves. A lot of women
Want a
want
rich
a guy
man.
who's rich. They're not rich themselves. So both men and women desire traits in a partner that they themselves do not necessarily possess. Now, I do think when it comes to if you're a fat dude, women can also choose to not date an overweight dude.
And
That's
they do
totally
that
fine.
all
That's
the
totally
time.
valid.
Especially if he's broke.
Yeah.
Especially if he's broke. If you're fat and you got no money, now if you're like Rick Ross, you got your own jet, you got your own mansion. Do you know how many beautiful in shape women would rather date Rick Ross rather than date me, or rather than date a guy who's in the gym, or rather than date like a normal personal trainer, just because Rick Ross has money? You guys have seen other women. If you know Rick Ross, on social media, he changes women like every 3 to 4 business days, and they're all beautiful women, right? But you don't think there are so many men who are in shape who are trying to hit on those same women and they reject them? That's the dating game. Like, that's life. People choose and pick and choose what they want. But for you to attack men just because they have a certain preference and she's not even overweight, she's not even fat, she looks good to me, but the way she's fighting for the overweight women is crazy. Anyway, shout out to Brian. Let's go to the next video. Shout out to everybody who's in the chat. This is EP Signature. EP Signature, you're right. I've never seen you in the chat. So welcome to Boogie's channel. Welcome to the channel. Welcome to the live stream. Let's go to the next video. All right, let's go. We're gonna go back to the PIF.
Discuss that over the phone. So I
All right, hold on. All right, guys, don't forget to like the video. I really appreciate your support. So let's go.
A lot of times when y'all be applying terms to people, I don't even think y'all be knowing what they actually mean. I think if y'all took the time to know the definition of those terms, y'all would probably look at yourself and like, I feel stupid. Like, it just sounds.
You know how rare it is to meet a narcissist?
You got to, first of all, you got to be diagnosed for it. And then misogynistic, that means I hate women.
Welcome back, it could be more than just hate. How was your journey? You could dislike women or mistrust them. It's a 3-part definition. But you know how seldom it is to meet a narcissist?
It's not even 5% of the population.
It's what percentage?
Back like she never
Barely 5%.
So
5%.
Since you didn't, since you think that I used the word right and I used it wrong, I'm gonna tell you how many times I have seen you think highly of oneself, think others are inferior, and lack empathy for others on this panel, right? I've seen that in at least 5 of our episodes together.
Name one.
You said name one? Boheme. Yeah. When I had to tell you that you needed to shut up, when we had to tell Lady O that she was wrong for what she said, and then you came to Lady O's defense instead of having empathy for that situation like everybody else on the panel, you were dead ass wrong, right? The way that you sit up here and you just tried to, I don't even think you guys know what that word really means. What do you think? I'm inferior to you? You think you're higher than me? Yeah, right. Narcissistic characteristics, babes.
Yeah, but characteristics still not the same as being diagnosed with, and that's the.
I didn't say he was a diagnosed narcissist. I said he was exhibiting narcissistic talking points and characteristics.
How would you know?
Those are 2 separate things.
How would you know if you're not a narcissist?
I said he was giving narcissistic talking points
and
misogynistic talking points. Do you want me to break down how you give misogynistic talking points, or can we just agree to disagree?
Let me respond to the first thing. Trev, who was the first one that said, and it's no shade to you, Dr. Lady O. Dr. Lady O gave her apology, which was a forced apology. Who was the one that spoke up and said, hey, look, don't do that if it's not genuine? Isn't that a sign of empathy? Isn't that me showing empathy?
No.
I was asking Trev.
No.
You got a bias in this. I'm asking somebody.
Remember, I'm not liked on this panel, so they're not gonna say nothing nice in my favor. Actually, my words was taken out of this context, and I was nowhere. That was out. We discussed that over the phone, so I'm gonna let that slide because I don't.
I mean, I wasn't trying to bring it up about you. I was trying to let him know how he lacked empathy.
No, I don't lack empathy.
I said I wasn't trying to bring that up about you. I was saying how he lacked empathy.
And how did I? And I'm still unsure how I lacked empathy.
Because in that moment, what I proceeded to tell you was, instead of making it about, well, we haven't heard that man's side and we don't know what really happened. You said all of those things. You said, we don't know why that man woke up one day and decided to do that. We're just going to kick Lady O off and not let her express her opinion. I literally said to you, and I quote, you could have chosen to just shut the hell up because that man's side don't matter and we don't know him. You could have chosen to show loyalty to the person that you do know on this panel. You could have chosen to immediately say, hey, I'm sorry that happened to you. I'm here for you. I said all those things to you. I said, you could have just shut up.
No,
and then you know what you responded with? You said, well, just because you're yelling at me doesn't mean you're right, bougie.
Well, let me respond.
A lack of empathy.
First of all,
how is that a lack of empathy just because a man is explaining a point? I don't even know I don't think she understands the meaning of the word empathy. And I'm gonna be honest. I don't want to say all, but so many women lack empathy, especially for men. Right? So many women lack empathy for men. They don't care what a man is going through. They're like, you gotta figure it out, yeah, man. In fact, I believe men have more empathy for women. Like a man will help a homeless woman before he helps his friend. Like a friend will call him, hey, bro, do you have $50? He will say no, and then see a homeless woman with 2 kids and help the homeless woman. That's empathy. That's kindness. Like that's genuine kindness. But I don't think she understands the meaning of the word empathy because they throw out empathy, narcissism, they throw misogynistic. They use all these terms to label men, but they're not even psychiatrists. They're not clinicians of some sort that they just diagnose people with. Oh my God.
No,
You just didn't hear it. You were the thing. You were one of the ones that was an attack dog in the situation. Y'all were stacking on. Dr.
I wasn't stacking.
It was 4 against 1. It was you, Papaya, Bohem, and I think y'all somehow got Lady Di to stack. Y'all was so passionate about it.
Because we saw it was something that maybe she may not have meant it the way it sounded, but it sounded very hurtful. And in that moment,
I'm not arguing that.
It should have simply just been you showing empathy because she was on the verge of crying in the middle of the internet, right? And if I saw that from somebody, literally anybody up here, where something was said to them that brought them to almost tears, it wouldn't have been a time that I chose to try and dissect it. So you're trying to make it seem like, I'm not like that.
That's where we are different.
It was a lack of empathy.
Just because I'm different don't mean I lack empathy. I've equipped myself with an ability in the midst of a very passionate or devastating situation. I'm able to have a clear mind about things and be able to navigate it. I learned it being in the military. I've been able to do this type of thing while rounds were going over my head, communicating to soldiers. Hey, look, we got to get this shit done. And it's bang, 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 all that shit. So this is nothing. She's not even fucking here.
She ran off. She ran off. How empathetic is that? Someone is explaining their point and you run off. Is that empathy? Is that showing empathy, mama? Oh my God. Yo, these ladies just be cracking me up. I mean, I told you guys I'll be joining Lapif. I'm not sure when, but I will soon, but it's just funny.
I'm just saying, in my defense, you can't poke the bear and then get played victim. You can't do that. My initial comment had nothing to do with her unfortunate situation. Zero to do with it. It was how she might. You already know how she is. She's not here to defend herself, but we know how she do. Her expressions. I'm not used to how she do her expressions and stuff. I'm not used to that because that's undercover to me. I was commenting on that part, not that unfortunate situation. And to be fair, I lost a child in my womb before too. I mean, in my womb, Sherry's is outside in my womb. So I understand that, but you can't keep poking a bear and get mad. This is not going to work for me. And again, anybody, this is for anybody and myself. Please don't tell none of your personal business. Expect for anybody to not say anything at some point, especially if you're on that subject. We cannot do that. I
got a question for you, Dr. Lady O. I wonder why people ain't hurt and protecting the guy who is hurt on the panel.
Who's hurt? You? Oh, so y'all leave well alone. Shame on y'all.
Nobody coming to my aid. They
what are you?
They coming from my aid.
What is it that you feel like hurt you? What can you tell me? What hurt you, Will?
I don't know. Y'all told me I was hurt, so I was discovering that I was hurt according to y'all. So I'm trying to figure out why.
Exactly, because if you guys probably watched the video, I already posted it. He was holding them accountable, and they were saying he's hurt. You know, when you get men hold a woman accountable, and they're like, "Who hurt you? Which woman messed you up? Oh, which woman broke your heart?" That's what women usually tell men when they hold them accountable. I'm sure some of you guys watched the video already. So he's saying, if you have such empathy, instead of saying who hurt you and some girl must have given me a heartbreak, why didn't you feel any empathy for me and say sorry and try to console me and say nice things? You are just attacking me, saying who hurt you. So that's what he's talking about.
I didn't say hurt. I said some of your responses.
Putting the hedge of protection around a hurt person while y'all would attack a victim.
Exactly.
Well, when Ty first brought it up, she said it was something about your marriage or whatever. And you said you didn't know why the marriage didn't work, but you also then proceeded to say that the marriage didn't work, but you weren't hurt about it.
I don't know. Y'all said I'm hurt, so I don't know why we protect somebody.
You were hurt.
Not you. Y'all is women, right? Ain't no dude said I was hurt up here. 2 women said it. So I'm trying to figure out why y'all don't just come aid and protect the person who was hurt.
Who's a victim? Exactly.
Why attack the person who's hurt?
I asked you, did you want us to go get that lady that hurt you?
Do y'all hear me?
Do you want me to go get her?
Who said it was
Yeah,
a lady that hurt me?
hear me. Yeah, now we can.
I'm sorry. Okay.
Who said it was a lady that hurt me?
I want to go ahead and respond.
Okay.
You said nobody likes you. I like you.
Mm-hmm.
I like you, Lady O.
Nobody sound like me. I'm
Ray
one
said,
of like old, bitter. I don't call.
I don't agree with a lot of things you say, but that doesn't mean I don't like you. I enjoy hearing you talk.
I can understand it.
You agree with a lot of things I say, Shanice?
I agree with some things that you say, not all. But that's okay. Tell me I don't like you. I don't not like anybody.
Yo, he said, how do you know it's a woman who hurt me? Could have been a man.
Could have been a man. Could have been a child. Teacher, coach.
So where's the empathy? Because now they're making gay jokes. You guys see that? Now they're trying to make gay jokes on him. That maybe it wasn't a woman who hurt him. Maybe it was a man. And now they're laughing. The ones who have so much empathy. Is that empathy? Right? You see that? You see how they like to bring gay jokes on black men? Oh my God.
Y'all really cutting up tonight, I swear.
Wait a minute now, Will. You letting kids bully you? You letting kids bully you?
Well, that dude in the hallway let a woman bully him.
Well,
that was
we already agreed that the bulldaggers ain't women. Ain't that right, Trev? Ain't that what you said?
He clearly
the
was hurt.
bulldaggers ain't women, Trev.
He clearly was hurt. And him and his daughter had to do a PSA, and they're getting an attorney. So he clearly was hurt. So y'all gonna shame him for being hurt after commending him for doing the right thing? Now, but it still hurt him, right?
No, he should have went and got his sister or his girlfriend or his wife or his cousin or something.
But here's the problem. Do you think his feelings wasn't hurt in that moment?
Oh, for sure it was.
Do you think he
and
was
I would have went and got somebody to make that lady touch every wall in that building.
Not listening. But see, you're not listening. Now you want to promote violence. I'm sitting here asking.
Yeah, sure do.
Was this man hurt? In this
Yes.
building?
Yes. His
All
feelings
right.
was
So
you know what's scary is some of you out here run into these kinds of women, and some of them look good, and then you have to deal with it. Some of you guys don't know any better. I mean, we have all made mistakes, but I'm just saying that the same women who claim that they have empathy for you, they will leave you as soon as you lose your job. I'm just letting you know. The same women who claim they have empathy will not call you back if you don't take them to a nice, expensive date. But anyway, shout out to Lapif. That was crazy to watch. Let's go to Neo. Neo got 4 women. And black women don't like it. 4 women. Black women don't like it. Black women don't like when a rich man can get plenty of women. And you know why? Because they want to be the only ones to enjoy his money. Are we going to be real tonight, or are we going to just lie? The reason women don't like a man who has money having multiple women, because they all hope they would be the only one to enjoy his money. They don't like when a man is generous. So they want a man who's generous, but only to them. They don't want him to be generous to multiple women. So Neo went to Jada Kiss and Fight Joe's show, and he was talking about how he has multiple women, 4 girlfriends, and they're going to talk about it. So without further ado, but first of all, I hope you guys are liking the video. Mariam, what do you mean Miji? What's Miji? Miji? What does that mean? Oh, what's up? Oh, you mean Miji 6'4"? Oh yeah. What's up, bro? I see you supporting the channel. I really want to take this opportunity and thank you. I don't know how to say your name. Miji or Migi? I see the brother. He's always supporting the channel. He's always supporting my videos. He's always commenting. Oh, that's what Mariam meant. Okay. Yeah, I see the brother. He's always on the channel supporting, so I really appreciate that. All right, so Neo got plenty of women, and some women don't like it. So he's going to explain why he has 4 women, 4 girlfriends at the same time. So without further ado, let's go.
Lately, being that we're podcasters now is crazy because all the artists, not you, but all the artists seem to come in here and don't want to talk about what everybody want to hear them talk about out there. You got 4 wives.
Yes, indeed.
What kind of pressure do you buy? Is it like Muslim? Do you got to buy the same bag for the same girl? Like,
you know what? Mine is mine.
You definitely got to have a bag to have 4 wives.
I mean, well, okay.
It's money.
There's a mindset that the woman has to have in order to be able to share men. You know what I'm saying? Like, she literally got to think a different way. If you got 4 women that want Birkin bags, you got the wrong 4. Like straight.
So they got a different mentality.
It's community, it's family, it's like everybody doing something. It's like a village where everybody do something. Everybody got a job. You know what I mean? If you the only person taking care of everything, you doing no. That's not how it's supposed to go. Everybody's supposed to kind of pitch in together. Like I have 7 kids on my own. You know, one of them got a daughter, other one got 2 kids, and it's like, okay, so I don't have 7 kids. I got 9 kids, and that's fine because we all come together. Like this one's washing dishes, this one's changing diapers if it need be, this one's doing that. Everybody does.
You did it the traditional way.
Yeah,
right.
I got to ask. Did you have to do? Did you have to do an interview? How the hell did you know? How did you do this?
Was you on tour just like, all right, she could be part of the family. She could be
how did you do it? And how did you do it 4 times? So after my divorce, you know, my very public, very ugly divorce, I realized that just through being dishonest, I hurt a lot of people. I hurt a lot of people. And I decided at that moment, I don't never want to be the reason nobody feel like that ever again. So from that moment, I was like, I'm going to just keep it a buck with everybody about everything, be it good, bad, ugly, whatever. I'm going to keep it a buck. All right? Don't ask me if the dress make you look fat if you don't really want to hear the answer, because I'm going to tell you straight up, right? So one of the ones that I'm with been around a little longer than the other ones. So I basically just sat her down like, listen, you know I rock with you. We've been rocking for forever. Through this, through that, we've been rocking. I love you. I do. But it ain't just you. I'm also rocking with this one and this one.
So a man could love more than one woman.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
I just want him to say, yo, Jay, I'm throwing you out this motherfucker. Yo, Jay, let him answer the fucking question.
I didn't say
you ain't
nothing.
Got 4 wives. You ain't got 4 wives. Let the man answer the question.
You ever see somebody interrupt and then tell you to be quiet?
Because you can love more than one woman. This is the shit men won't say. Married men will not say that. This is shit men won't say.
They can't because
but you got 4, so that's how it goes. What do we call that in America? Like
it's polygamy.
Real shit.
It's polyamory if you're not married. It's polygamy if you're married, and polygamy is illegal in a lot of America. So
it's poly.
Yeah.
And so
because
I woke up one day,
have a lot of bark and a lot of pig horsepower in the cabinet over there.
Listen, first of all, me
fucking guacamole.
I'm abused. I'm abused. Like I'm lyrically abused. Some of my friends come to the house, they go and light candles for me. Like I'm sitting there like Al Bundy. Like, and I'm like watching TV. It's very hard to get me upset, but 4 of them doing that shit at the same time.
But see, it don't happen like that. It don't happen like that. Because I'm very, very, very adamant about drawing a line in the sand. It's like, listen, I'm gonna hear you out. I'm gonna let you say what it is you need to say. But once we start going here, you lost me anyway, so you might as well not.
When I was thinking about asking you this question, I'm thinking, so what you got, like a giant bed? Like a big fucking Jack in the Beanstalk?
Alaskan
King. I need that shit.
I got.
Yo!
Alaskan King is like...
Yo, Rich, book me an Alaskan King.
Only 2
book me.
double kings together. Like...
Promoters. Double king?
Promoters give him an Alaskan King. I only think I heard of California and something else. I never heard of Alaska. So
I never heard of no shit like that.
Alaska's only had crab.
Fat Joe deserves an Alaskan King.
Yeah.
No, Fat Joe deserves an Alaskan King.
I can shoot you a number.
2 more people in it.
Because mind you can't buy an Alaskan King. You got to get it made. You got to get somebody to make it.
They got to come there and build it. They got to build it.
Make
they got to build it in
so
the
it's like a giant bed.
Yes.
Yo.
What's
It's about
yo,
eight comfortably.
What's
wrong with this guy?
Yo. You're an inspiration, Neil.
I like it. I like
We're
that.
gonna live vicariously through you.
That's
Amen.
it.
And hopes it works out.
Everything is good, man. Everything is good. Again, we have problems just like monogamous relationships. All that shit is real. You're gonna argue over stuff, but again, at the end of the day, as long as you are head of household and everybody understands that, then arguments don't last long. Like, you know,
I think Neo is going to pave a way for many rich guys to be more open in this type of lifestyle. The fact that he's talking about it, I believe more rich men are going to be willing to be open about it. Because I believe there's so many rich men out here who do exactly what Neo is doing, but they don't talk about it because of society pressures and women being judged and being called out and things like that. But because he's a celebrity and he's doing this, and he has managed to withstand the hate, the attack from women and calling him all sorts of things, because best believe the women who are attacking him either are jealous, number one, or two, they got no man and they're hoping he is the kind of man they want, and they don't like the fact that other women or he has other women, right? And then number three, Neo made his choice to stop lying. And I think men don't have to lie if you got money. If you got no money, the lifestyle he has, even if he's lying, it's not about the money. I'm telling you right now, it's all about the money.
I'm gonna let you get it out. I'm gonna let you say what you gotta say. I'm gonna hear you. But once it's done, it's done. And we're not good. We're not.
You think a broke man can have 4 women in the lasting
if you do it the right way? Because again, it's not
game.
So listen, all women ain't going. It's not gonna work.
They're not rocking with that.
It has to be a certain kind of woman. She gotta have a certain mindset if she gonna do it. Because if she's the kind of woman again that she need birthdays and all this.
What's the question?
I got 2 questions. Go on. How far apart? Because you know how you said you had one that was with you for a while. How? What was the?
What was age difference? Or?
No. How quick did it take to get the other 3 on board?
It wasn't. It didn't take a long time.
They all from the same
I kind of set up a dinner. I told the one that I want you to meet the other ones. Initially, it was just 3. So I told the one that I wanted her to meet the other 2. I set up the dinner.
Where did the last one come from?
She's one of my dancers. She's the newest. Yeah, she's one of my dancers.
No, what is your boy Kiss?
Man, I mean, and Mariam says Pookies always have several baby mamas. Yeah, but not like they don't live together. They don't hang out together. The Pookies don't take them out on dates unless the Pookie has money. Because, some Pookies have money, whether drug dealing, whatever they do for the money. But they don't have them at the same time, same house, doing the same things. The baby mamas may know about each other, but they're still going to be jealous. But to have 4 women, okay, with, he has done a video showing kissing all of them at the same time. That's what I'm talking about. Like, rich men do it, but they do it in secret. They don't talk about it. But the fact that Neo is vocal about it, I think more men are gonna come out and just do what they're doing out here. Because usually it takes a celebrity to break the social norms, and then other people come, do the same thing, right? Anyway, let's go to a Teva podcast. All right, give me 1 second. Hope you guys are liking the video, man. I appreciate your support. Mariam, why is it gross? What is gross? The Pookie having multiple baby mamas? That's gross. Yeah, but it's like women would rather be with a man who has multiple women rather than be with a guy who can't get no women. Can you at least agree to that? Women would rather be with a man who has multiple women. They know he has had multiple baby mamas, rather than be with a man who says he's a virgin. So, you feel me? So until women can Give me 1 second. Until women can choose men who are good men, who are virgins, until then, hey, listen, the bad boys and the rich guys are gonna keep winning. All right. All right, give me 1 second. Next, we're gonna go to. I wanted to give you guys a Kendra G video. Where is it? Did I do that one? Hold on. Yeah, we gotta do this one. This is crazy. This is crazy. Guys, like the video. I'm getting the next video ready. I hope you guys are enjoying your Sunday. All right, let's go. Let's go to the next video. We're gonna go back to Lapif. Okay. Here we go.
Ago, there started to be a conversation amongst social media, right? Where it was like, well, women don't have anything to offer besides servitude and sexual relations. And I think a lot of women then started saying, okay, because you got to think about it, that conversation started of what do you bring to the table? And when women started just being like, myself, people were responding with, that wasn't enough.
That's
so
not an answer, though.
Women started hearing men list off the things, and I'm not saying it's right or wrong. This just goes into my point. Women
Lady
started
Di was going to
hearing.
educate you on what men were expecting you to say if you were communicating some value, and it wasn't money. I think Lady Di's gonna hit on it. Go ahead, Lady Di.
I understand that it's not money, but that's where the confusion came from. The confusion, and I hear a lot of women say the confusion came from they went and did these things because they heard men say what they valued in themselves as a man. And a lot of women took that as, well, maybe that's what I need to have for him to see me as valued.
No.
And so they went and got a 6-figure job.
No,
they went and got a house.
So you're saying they thought we were saying, oh, we need you to bring money.
That's
that because you have when they heard you say I am a 6-figure, I'm not a 6-figure, I am a high value man because of this.
That don't have the ring of truth to it. Let's be honest. Who did you hear that? Who did you hear coin that phrase?
She's gonna
high value man.
No. The what do you bring to the table? Is it safe to say that you heard Kevin Samuels say that on countless times with sessions with women?
Yeah, a lot.
So do you not hear him follow up and say men don't want your money? So if you heard these two things, how are you getting from that women were confused thinking they was talking about money when the man who coined the phrase and the whole entire stream was adamant about no, it's not money?
Because women don't be listening. They just be listening with emotion, first of all.
Okay,
it
well,
was
I
very
can agree with that then.
I got a question in those videos. And if you dated, you say you're married, Leisha? How you say your name?
Yes,
Leisha. How long you been married?
So I've been married for 3 years. I've been with him for 10.
Okay, because I was gonna say you've dated other guys, right? And you've had conversations with other guys
in high school.
Okay.
I met him when I was 18.
So you don't have any dating experience. So when you're hearing other women talk, because that's what you're voicing your speech on, is other women speaking.
Yes.
You're not listening to what is actually happening. You're hearing what they're saying, but you're not piecing it together. So that's
never
where
listen.
a lot of women get. Luckily, I'm glad you're married, but if you wasn't married, it would be very hard for you to get married thinking like that on other people's thoughts. You got to figure out the dating market, figure out what men want. And if you're trying to get married, you know, kind of adapt to that. So obviously money is not nowhere on the table. Some men do, require their women to work or whatever, but I don't, besides that, they're not looking for money like that. They're looking for you to be a good wife, a good mother. Most of the time they're looking for a good mother, because if you're a good mother, you're a good wife. So all of these things.
But men have been saying the exact same things they want from women from time memorial. But for her to say that men are saying, men told us that they want a woman with a degree and a career, men have never said no shit like that. If they started saying it, that's because women have been saying they're independent, they don't need a man, right? Because men are tired of being the ones paying bills, and then the woman is working and saving her money. Because it's like, why are you here if you're not going to put our resources together, invest together, and build together? If you're gonna let me pay all the bills, but you don't even want to cook and clean, but you want to keep working as you save your money, but using my money, that's the only time a man may look at a woman's career. Because it's like, okay, this doesn't seem right. Why are you saving my money and I'm using all my money? But men have never told women we want career women, we want women who, because they know even if she makes $100 million, she's gonna want a man who makes $200 million.
There's all these qualities. Like when you said they're looking, what you bring to the table is yourself. That's not an answer. What the hell is yourself? I can put myself there. Okay, what am I going to do? Because people that are stay-at-home moms and housewives, there's some of them that don't do shit at the house. They just literally sit there, watch TV. The kids be running around or probably at fucking daycare or something like that. And the man come home, there's no cooked food, the house is not clean, they're not clean, their hair is not brushed. There'll be a whole bunch of stuff going on. So bringing yourself to the table is not anything. You have to bring more value. What is value? Well, you got to ask your man that.
You got to be honest.
Ask the man what the value is. And then you do that if you want to be with him. That's how that works.
Let's go ahead and get Shannon there.
So I love how the Black community thinks that people ain't in a two working household. Y'all got men taking care of the whole household like it's the majority. I know some of you are blessed in that area, but in most Black households, 2 people bring home the income the last I checked, right? So and that's I just wanted to get out of la la land right there. But I understand what you're saying. Like, you're right. I think there's a time to be at home and a time to be, to be present at home and a time to be at work. Unfortunately, I'm a teacher. I grade papers at home. I have lesson plans. I have to have parent-teacher conferences at home. Do I say F them kids and don't do it? You know what I'm saying? But y'all's kids rely on me, right? So, I mean, unfortunately, that's just not the reality in some people. Like, if you are a business person and it's about greed and all that kind of stuff, I get it. But I think that does happen compromise is important. You being with a partner who understands, like, look, I got a tutoring session. I got a kid who's falling behind. I told the mom I tutored the kid, and your partner sometimes, of course, you don't want it to be all of the night, but there may be a little time outside of work that you have to do those things, especially if it's a 2-income household. You understand what I'm saying? So you're
missing it though. Like,
I mean, I agree with that most people are average. That's number one, which means the average people who are married, more than likely, they're both going to be working and more than likely they're both going to be contributing to the household. But what we have to look at is the fact that even in those average households where they both contribute, usually the man contributes more because it's innate that the man wants to provide more for the family, right? Especially if he knows that the wife takes care of the kids. So if the wife is going to do 30, let's even say she does 40 hours, usually the man is going to strike for maybe 60 hours, right? So he's going to pay the big bills like mortgage and things like that. That's number one. Number two, we can also not act like as if women are out here not refusing to marry average men. The days of women wanting an average man and let's build together, she brings them money and he brings them money, women are saying that's not a good deal anymore. They want men to come and literally pay all their bills. So if right now she's paying all her rent, paying for her nails, paying for the hair, she expects the man to come in and take care of all her bills. She wants to just work and save her money for a rainy day for herself, not for the family. You know what I mean? So yes, are there marriages where it's 50-50 or something like that? Yeah, but these days women more and more are saying they're tired of building with a man. They don't want to be Bob the Builder.
We agree that you need two incomes or whatever in a lot of these cases. But the scenario that we were talking about is a woman who a husband had figured it out and he wants to go into his own business. And he wants her to accompany him and accruing the revenue necessary to sustain the resources instead of having to go and work in corporate America for a race that's going to benefit. Hold on, wait, hang on. But can't you
can't even shut up.
Hold on, can't you see how if a man is put in this situation and he's been everybody's on his back saying y'all don't create generational wealth, but he's got an opportunity to pull the resources on their own as man and wife so that they can pass an inheritance down instead of working for the man outside of the home. We can take it and we can go and grow our crops, do whatever, open our own practice and be able to pass the whole practice down to our kids. But then you got a woman who says, no, fuck that. I want to go work for the man. And that man is passing his practice that she worked for down to his kids. But when she can work for the practice that I'll just open up and we can pass our practice. Can't you see how that is bad?
That makes sense to the man and that makes sense in general. But to the women, it doesn't make sense because if they're staying home, they look at it as slavery, even if the man is paying 100% of the bills. You guys see the Steph Curry and the Aisha Curry thing. She's out here embarrassing him, talking about, oh, I'd never wanted to be married. Oh, no, I didn't want to have kids. You know, she wants to be her own person. Like the man makes $200 million. He pays for everything. She gave her the life most women want, and she's complaining it's not enough. So that means it's not that they just want a man who's a provider. They literally believe that staying home and having them, you know, in the beginning, they want a man who's a provider, pays for everything. But then if you do, then they start to say you're controlling. Oh, I don't feel like I'm my own self. Oh my God, I need some independency. I need to have a career. It's oh my God, like it's exhausting to men, man. Women need to be a man for one day and out here in the dating streets.
I'm so sorry. To be fair, I'm answering this from the perspective of a business owner, and a startup needs some type of foundation. And me staying at a job because he wants to open up a practice is going to help us as this business grows. I can help at my job because do you understand how hard it is to start a business and keep that business afloat for the first 5 years? I am making that decision not only because maybe that's something I want to do with my life because that's my career, but I'm also making that decision as a wife that knows how rocky a business is. And house bills have to be paid. Something has to be done, and someone has to have some type of steady income. So because I know about startups, that is a good decision for the marriage. You should have led with that because when you answer the question, you said, that's what I want.
It changes things.
Yeah, you're changing up.
It changes things because basically what she's saying, once her husband's business gets steady, then she'd be more inclined to go and work at the front desk. But that wasn't the energy I was getting when I initially asked the question. So it changes things. But you can kind of see how it was a confusion there. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah,
I'm not trying to.
I understand.
Can I ask
it was
this?
both of the things.
Can I ask this? Is it supposed to, like, say these are two completely opposing fields of work. Like if she's a partner at a law firm and she worked hard to get there, are we saying that we expect her to like leave that to then become the receptionist at his doctor's office?
Well, that's the question. Would you do it?
She wouldn't.
Would you do it?
She wouldn't do it. You know why? Because if she's going to do something that enables the family, she's going to think she's in the 50-50. So if as a man, I have a company and I tell my wife, hey, listen, listen, modern woman, and you tell the modern woman, hey, let's work together. This is my company. You're going to be the secretary. Oh, I don't know, assistant. She's going to feel like she's in a 50-50 because she's working for the company that benefits the family. She would rather go work for somebody different, respect the boss, but she doesn't respect the husband. It's crazy. So they would rather have their own separate thing from the man, from something that pushes the family forward, rather than work with the husband that's something that benefits the. I know, guys, it's a crazy mindset. It doesn't make sense to me either. I just try to make it make sense for you guys and just break it down to the, in two pieces, too easy to digest. But guys, that's their mindset.
Personal?
Would you do it?
You.
No.
Why?
That's what I'm fucking talking.
No.
So
no. In that particular scenario that I just said, right? I want to also clarify when I think of somebody saying like, I am a partner at a law firm, okay? That means now
you own a percentage of the company, right?
Yeah, and my name is on that door and I took years of schooling. It's obvious that this is a part of my passion. I really wanted to go and do that. To then step out of that, out of my passion to be a receptionist?
Let's play. Hold on, let's play the game. How much of a percentage of the partner, how much of a percentage of the company do you own, or the firm do you own? Let's just say 30%. They put you on at 30% ownership. Partner.
Yeah, I was gonna say probably like 30, because usually it's like what, 3 names on the door at one time?
Well, yeah, you sell your 30%. You take that 30% revenue or whatever, and you put that in your husband's business, and now you can scale. Now y'all got a family-owned practice or whatever the hell it is, and now y'all got generational wealth for your family. Isn't that better to work with your husband than somebody else?
It's not better to them. They would rather work for somebody different. They would rather have a boss rather than work for the husband to support the family. But think about it. Where is this mindset going to end up? Have you guys even seen that thing? I think I've seen it on social media that women respect their bosses more than they respect their husbands. That the boss would literally tell a woman to make him a coffee. She will run, right? And then when the husband tells her to make him a sandwich, she will say, I'm not your slave. I know, guys. Crazy. Crazy, crazy. All right, let's go to the next video. One second. I'm gonna go to Kendra G. Give me 1 second. All right, give me 1 second. All right, guys, like the video. We're still cooking. We're still cooking in here. All right, let's go. My bad, guys. I thought you guys could see the video. Nobody told me. Hold on. Oh my god. I was playing the video. I thought you guys could see it. Oh my god. All right, let me replay it.
Yeah, I'm a Leo.
You have any kids?
I do. I have twins that's 9, a daughter that's no, my twins is 10, my daughter 9, and then I have a 2-year-old.
Okay. So 4 kids.
I do.
Okay. All by the same man?
No, my first
That's a no.
kid's father, he was murdered.
Obviously not.
So 2017. Yeah. So
how many
yeah,
men? How many men do you have kids by then?
Well, the first 3 is by one.
Okay.
And then my 2-year-old is by one. So
Okay,
2.
so 2 men.
Yeah.
Sorry about your first kid's dad. Why you not with
Yeah.
the man you had a baby with 2 years ago?
He old, and I was tripping.
He's what?
He old, like he ain't mine. Shit.
Was he ever yours or no?
No, I was just like from my first kid father, you know, I was just like
She was in the
going through
street.
it a lot. And turning up too much. And yeah. And it happened. And I kept my baby. Come to find out he had a whole baby mama pregnant with that baby and 10 more other kids, and my baby's a secret and he ain't in his life. He's a deadbeat. Like, it's just weird. Like the baby did something to him.
But you chose
But,
him.
yeah.
You chose to have a baby with him. Like, why did you have to have a baby with him?
50, what, 4? Yeah, he's 54. He's my mom age. He was my mama friend. Yeah. My mama friend, and then like I said, I was with my kid's father for like since I was 18 years old. So after grieving and going through everything I was going through and still going through, because it never gets old. You know?
Okay.
I did what I did.
Excuses.
And I mean, my son, he here, he mine. I take care of all 4 of mine by myself, so I'm not looking for no help.
Yes, you are.
So,
excuse me, my God.
They daddy was a working good man. He was 26 when they did what they did to him or whatever. It was a mistaken identity. So, you know, he was working all the way up until he was like 18, all the way up until they killed him. So my kids is taken care of. So, you know, I am too. So it is what it is. Yeah.
Okay. I got a question. How does your mom feel about her friend dating you?
Oh my Lord, we ain't even gonna get into that, honey. She done picked that man over me and my child so many times. It's crazy.
Wait, did they ever date?
No, she just felt like that was her friend, and I'm just like, I'm your daughter, and yes, I have a kid by him, so step down on that. But it was.
Oh, so this is a case. This is a case of the mom was, and this happens a lot. Usually, when the mom is single, and she's not that old from the daughter, like because some women give birth when they're like 20, 18, 19. So when their daughters get to adult age, they look like sisters. The mom and the daughter can be like, they can pass as sisters. But what usually happens is they are competing for the same man, right? So what happens is this woman had a baby with the mom's friend, but you get to find out maybe the mom was just friend zoning him, but she actually liked him. You see what I mean? So they are competing for the same guy. And this happens a lot, especially if the woman is single and doesn't have a husband. What happens is they end up, the mom and the daughter usually compete for the same kind of man, unfortunately.
It went crazy. I went to jail. Oh, it was crazy over all that bullshit with them too. It was weird. But no, they never fucked around.
How was it now?
Man, shit just hit the fan once I had him. I just found out a lot more than what the fuck I needed to know about that man. And it was just too late. Baby mama drama and shit, like just too much for me to handle while I'm taking care of 3 other kids, and still grieving because, like I said, the shit never gets old. So I just ain't got time for it no more. I'm over it.
Okay. Ooh, child, we got a whole backstory. So we got Nayla, Fresno, California, 32, Leo. Mom to 4, a 10-year-old, and two 9-year-old twins, and a 2-year-old. What do you do for a living?
I do childcare, and like I said, my kids is taken care of. So I do childcare. I can't really do much because my baby, I still breastfeed him, so it'd be hard. So I do try to pick up on jobs, but he be acting crazy.
She's still breastfeeding and she's looking for a new man. Yeah, we are cooked.
So yeah, I do hair. Like I done bust down in this kitchen, get my money. You feel me? And it just be hard because he still breastfeeds, so he just be on me, and I be taking hella long to do people hair, and that's unprofessional. I'm already being ghetto doing it out my kitchen, so then I gotta take breaks to feed his big old ass. So it just be it be crazy.
Breastfeeding
So
a
yeah, I do
2-year-old.
hair whenever I feel like it, Indian child care. Whatever floats my boat. I don't sell ass though. I don't do that.
So you don't do what?
It's big enough, but I don't sell it.
So she doesn't sell ass.
Is that an option?
Huh?
Is that an option?
Hell no, that ain't no option. I got a daughter. No, I got a daughter. I got kids. I don't do none of that. But no, I'm not broke neither. I don't need nobody
Okay, so
taking
your
care
job
of me.
is you do child care and hair.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right, honey. So we got Nayla, Fresno, California, 32. Is a Leo, mom's of 4, by 2 men. One was murdered, unfortunately. Never married, does child care and hair. What kind of man you looking for, baby girl?
He'll go with a list.
Oh my God, the list gonna go on.
Oh, see, told you.
So not a liar, no cheaters. Bro, what's that? Handsome. Okay, that's my friend. She already married though. But what kind, man? Just like trustworthy man, for real. Like, what else?
Her friend is telling her the answers.
I'll destroy my whole baby daddy. That's who I don't want. A liar, a cheater, a manipulator, a narcissist. Man, just a fuck nigga. I don't want.
And she thinks it's funny.
I don't want no brokies. I don't want no game bangers. I don't want no weed smokers. I want a man. And that's just period. Because I got 4 kids and you got to be around my kids. And I don't allow none of that to go down. And that's just period.
But they're your kids.
You
They're not his
gave me your
kids.
deal breakers, but do you want to just, you gave a lot, but what else, do you have any more deal breakers?
Oh.
She doesn't even know what they do.
No, that's it.
That's it?
Yeah, that's kind of it. Because I live in Fresno. It's small out here, and they crazy out here. They is whacked out. So I just know what I don't want, and that's just what I don't want.
That's not what she wants. All right, so we got Nayla, Fresno, California, 32, Leo. Do you want more kids?
If I get married, one more.
If you get married, you could have done this before the first time you had 4 kids. You could have thought about marriage the first time around. So you expect a new man to come and have to marry you for him to, let's say she meets a man who wants kids, right? And so she's gonna require the man to marry her for him to get kids, but she didn't require the other guys to marry her to give them kids. Like, how is that a fair deal? No, let's just be honest. She seemed like a nice woman, right? Maybe she's shy, whatever, right? But how is that a fair deal to the new man? That, hey, listen, the other guys that I didn't care about, they're ain't shit niggas, the ones who are brokies, because she says she doesn't want a man who's broke. Those guys, I gave them 4 kids. But for you the good guy who's gonna be a stepfather at the same time, who's gonna pay all the bills, who has money, for you to get a kid out of me, you gotta take me down the aisle. Like,
okay. Should the guy look a certain way?
Yeah. Don't look like that. No, I'm just playing. No, okay. So I'm not picky.
Playful.
You know what I mean? Like I'm not picky. But I'm not gonna come on here talking about, oh, I want a 6 foot man. No, I just want a good looking person. You ain't gotta be all 6 foot chocolate, all that shit.
That's
no.
What?
You can be regular, but just don't be looking crazy. You know if you're gonna look crazy or not. That's just period. You just,
Okay, what about money? Should you make a certain amount of money?
Here we go.
No.
No?
Just don't ask me for none.
You said earlier no brokies.
Yeah.
So what's broke to you?
Yeah, like I'm talking about like real life broke. I'm talking about can't Ubering around, don't have no car, that type of broke. Like you ain't got no car. You ain't got no car, never had no car, living at home with your mom in her basement. That type of broke. Boy. Okay, get over there. They know.
This is sad. Oh my God. You know why I feel sad? Because she says she has a daughter, and the chances are the daughters are gonna be exactly like her. So for me in these situations, that's what I always care about. The kids. Because the kids are going to do exactly what she's doing. Whatever mama was doing, whatever the way mama is living her life is what the kids are going to emulate. Couple of babies with different men, and then just all over the place, man. We are cooked. But anyway, shout out to Kendra G. I just thought I should play you guys that because it's tough out here. All right, so let's go to the next video. Let's get to the next video real quick. All right, let's get to the divorce lawyer out here in these streets.
What is the probability that someday I do meet somebody like you and not in this context?
Well, if you marry, there's about a 56% chance that your marriage will end in divorce. Now, that doesn't take into consideration how many people may consult with a divorce lawyer because they're having difficulty in their marriage, but they choose subsequent to meeting me not to divorce for some particular reason, whether that's they don't want to part with half of their funds, or they've just decided it's easier to stay miserable and with a person, or they're staying together for the kids, but they want to know what their rights were. So if you marry, the chances of meeting someone like me are more likely than not, if we look at it that way, because it's more than 50%. So it's a high number.
That's scary. But if we define failure as all of the other things you've described there, where we kind of stay together but we're miserable, or we stay together for some other reason, what percentage of marriages on that basis do you think actually fail?
I mean, if we consider failure staying together miserable for the children or staying together for financial, economic reasons, and then we add that to the 56% that end in divorce, then, I mean, it would be very hard to track that, but I think it's generous to think it's another 20% probably. But I mean, think about what that adds up to. That means that you've got something that fails 70, 75% of the time. That's a negligent activity. That is more likely than not to cause significant harm in your life. So I don't say that to sound like the Grim Reaper when it comes to marriage. I actually really think marriage is a lovely thing, and I get misty-eyed at weddings like anybody, and not just for future business purposes. I think the statistic that's even more interesting to me than how many marriages end in divorce or how many people stay together miserable is that 86% of people who divorce remarry within 5 years. So think about that. Now you've done this thing, it's failed, you've gone through this difficult process of having to undo it, and now within 5 years, 86% of people remarry. I mean, so that tells you how important this is to us as humans, how drawn to this idea, this technology of marriage we are. And that to me is fascinating, because I've often said, like, I'm not sure what marriage was designed, what problem is marriage designed to solve?
What is scary to me is the fact that some people even get married and divorced 3 times. Have you guys ever heard of those people? They get married the first time, they get divorced. They get married the second time, divorced. Third time, divorced. And they're still hoping and looking for that special person, their soulmate they want to stay with forever and ever and ever again. Because to me, what marriage is, and relationships in general, is the fact that you're hoping the way somebody feels about you today is how they're going to feel about you tomorrow, in a year, 5 years, 10, 15, 20, 25 years, no matter what changes in your life, whether you still have money, whether you're broke, whether you're sick, you're hoping another human being is going to feel the same way about you. And the thing is, the chances of that human being feeling the same way is like 0%.
See, the fact that it takes this long to think. If I said to you, what purpose does this technology, this mug, what does it serve? Well, that's easy, right? It's hard to drink out of your hands, and someone would have to keep coming up and pouring things in our hands. Okay, well, that's pretty straightforward. What problem does this solve? Well, that's easy, right? We want to get, the ring stains around. We get yelled at by our significant other for not using a coaster. So these are easy things. But marriage, something so ubiquitous that it's assumed. If you're dating someone for a few years and you say, guess what? We're getting married. Everyone goes, of course, phenomenal. Congratulations. That's great. Of course you're going to do that. You make an honest woman of her, of course. Whereas if you say, we've been together for 3-4 years, we decided we're not going to get married. People go, oof, what's wrong with this guy? He's got intimacy issues. He's not getting married. What's the problem that you don't want to get married? Whereas rationally, the response should be, oh yeah, we're getting married. What? Are you kidding me? Why are you doing that? It's like someone saying, I'm going to go skydiving. It's like, wait, are you crazy? That's a dangerous thing to do. And it's not, listen, skydiving, it's not like 75%, 76% of people die who are skydiving. So the truth is, like, it makes very little sense to me that marriage is assumed to be a thing you will do, when in fact, we as a species are so unbelievably bad at it.
That sort of 86% that then get remarried after divorce, have they learned from their mistakes? Are they better at marriage?
This time it's different. It's this time I'm really in love. That other time when I thought I was in love, that wasn't it. This time it's different. It really, it's a blind spot. And again, where does it come from? You'd have to ask people smarter than me. It could be neuroscience. It could be the realm of a real deep social psychology. It could just be a cognitive bias. I have no idea. It could be a delusion brought on by inadequate lighting.
I think it's because people fear to be alone. I don't know if it's because we're humans, we are social creatures, but when it comes to marriage, but I also think because the marriage culture or the marriage phenomenon has been pushed onto us for so many decades, for so many centuries, that it's part of us. It's only now that people are starting to refuse to get married, both men and women, for different reasons. Women see it as controlling, men see it as, I don't want to lose my assets, right? But the fact that we want to be together, because even people who don't want to get married, they still want relationships. I think the fear of being alone, the fear of not being accepted by another human being, and also being judged by other people, that how come you're single, nobody wants you. I think that mindset is why people still get stuck to marriage.
But whatever it is, we go, oh yeah, but this one's different. This one, I did a prenup last week for a guy who went through one of the ugliest divorces I've ever seen. And that's not hyperbole. Like, I've been doing this for 25 years just to say, so for me to say the ugliest divorce I've ever seen that's amazing. That's a really big deal. That's like a Michelin chef saying this was the best meal I've ever had. So this guy had a horrific divorce that lasted 4 or 5 years. He's remarrying a woman 30 years younger than him who he met 4 months ago. And when I said to him, as artfully and tactfully as I could, you've only known this person for a short time. And, have you thought about maybe just, being a little cautious in terms of you've seen how difficult a divorce can be? Do you think maybe it might be? I was, oh no, this is not, I've never felt anything like this. I've never been this in love. I've never been so connected with someone. We just get each other. And, it would be very indelicate and rude for me to say, like, snap out of it, man. You got to get your, like, really, bring your logical brain to this equation. Do not bring the part of you that's just filled with romance and has Christmas in your eyes. Like, really, you got to look at this honestly.
Yeah, that's true. Men are in love, women are in business. Shout out to CGA. Men are in love, women are in business. For some reason, a man will be in 1,000 relationships, but every time he falls in love, he believes that's the one God sent him. That's his soulmate. But women learn very quick that, men are here just to pay my bills and we have a good time. And if he moves on, if I leave him, I find a new one. But for some reason, men are always in deep love. And, they found their soulmate, the queen of their life. They forget what all the other exes put them through. And they're hoping that this is special. That's why as a man, if your homeboy is in love and trying to get married, the last thing you can do is try to talk him out of it. Because he will literally hate you for it. Even if later on, everything you told him comes true, she divorces him, she takes off his assets, takes his kids, he won't even remember. He won't remember the fact that you warned him. He will just be, oh, I thought she was different. Oh my God, I didn't know. But it's like, bro, I told you, you were just being dumb and being emotional. The Disney fantasy.
Do you see a lot of gold diggers? Do you see a lot of gold digger sort of patterns? I.e., you see someone that's incredibly wealthy, you see someone that's, 40 years younger than them.
Yeah, I see a lot of that. I mean, I'm hesitant to say gold diggers because I think that has a pejorative like built into it. Mm-hmm. that somehow, I think that people bring different things to the table in relationships. I think love is an economy, and I'm not saying that in a way that devalues love. I think that love is a verb. I think that love is an emotion. And I think that love is an economy. There is a giving and taking of value.
Yep.
And that can be incredibly symbiotic. That can be incredibly healthy and wonderful. That I am way too serious and the person who I'm with is going to bring lightness and levity to the relationship. And I'm going to help them be a little more serious. And they're going to help me lighten up, and I'm hard charging and hard working and everything's like 10 moves ahead. And my partner's going to like help me calm down and help me, not be so hard charging and be a little softer, be a little kinder and rest my head and give me a sort of warm place to do that. Like, that's beautiful. We're each bringing something different. So if I'm a powerful, hardworking, financially successful, financially secure man, and I meet a young, beautiful woman who has energy and excitement and who has tremendous gifts, but doesn't have the resources to be able to do much with that. Like she's a talented artist, but, she's busy working, a thankless, awful job, like slinging cappuccinos, and she's not able to, in this prime of her life, focus on this thing she's so talented at. And I can say to her, hey, listen, why don't you focus on that? And I have resources, an abundance of them, and I'm happy to share them with you and feel like I'm part of your success. And you in turn are part of my success because you give me this wonderful respite from the chaos of my work. And like, I don't think that that's a dishonest economy. I don't think that, so like to say a gold digger sort of implies like, oh, she's in it for the money. And it's like, okay, well, I'm in it for the beauty. So does that mean I'm a horrible, shallow person, or is beauty beautiful? Is beauty something you want to be around? And if we're honest about the interaction, how is that predatory? How is that unfair to either of us? If we're honest about it, like what's harder for me to deal with is when I have a client who is, 150 pounds overweight, 5'7", and there is just nothing about him that aesthetically or even personality wise, a woman would go, oh, that's my guy. But he's a billionaire. you know, and he's got a young, gorgeous woman who's allegedly madly in love with him. And he really believes that it's his personality and has nothing to do with the fact that he's a billionaire, or that is a very small consideration. That feels to me like the worst kind of delusion, you know, whereas you could very honestly say, like, yeah, we each bring different things to the table. We each bring different things to each other's lives. And then
facts. As a man, the first thing you should do when it comes to relationships and women and dating is to know that the only woman who will come close to loving you for who you are is your mama, not even your sisters. If you think I'm lying, if your sisters keep asking you for money, let's say you're the bigger brother and your sisters are always asking you for money or they need some help, and you say no the first time, 2 times, the 3rd time, I'm telling you, they're not going to be your sisters anymore. The only person who's closest to loving you for who you are is your mama. Even her. If you get a bunch of money and you don't give her any, I'm telling you, she's not going to like you the way she used to like you when you were a kid. So as men, you have to learn, man, no woman is going to like you for you. She's going to like you because, most importantly, you get something of value you bring to her life. That could be dick. That could be money. That could be, I don't care if you're just good looking, she likes to show you off. Whatever it is, no woman is even going to love you because, oh my God, you're such a nice person. Never, ever. There are plenty of nice men, but for some reason they're single. Tell me why. Read me that.
Yeah, so it is a quote unquote gold digger, but you know, it's also a man who wants to buy the company of someone who might not otherwise be interested in him if he wasn't so successful. So I think there's a give and a take in that relationship.
I think that's very fair. Have you seen examples of the latter example where you describe that billionaire where there's not many redeeming qualities, where they're heading towards marriage, they don't yet have a prenup. You're maybe advising them that they should get a prenup, and they're not interested because they're so deluded by the belief that the person is interested in their wonderful personality or...
Yeah, so the prenup conversation is a really interesting one because I do a lot of prenups. Sure, a prenuptial agreement is a contract between 2 people that defines the rule set essentially for their marriage. So marriage, when we talk about marriage, you know, people tend to just sort of use the word marriage, and they're actually talking about a number of different things. Like in some contexts, marriage is a spiritual commitment, right? It's a religious commitment. It's tied to, in Catholicism, it's a sacrament. In Judaism, it's a covenant with God. You know, in Islam, it has its own status. So marriage exists as a religious concept. Socially, we have a definition of marriage, right? Like I am married to this person. We have married our destinies to each other. We have agreed that we are each other's person. And then marriage has a specific legal definition. And my job as a divorce lawyer is to take that piece apart for someone or to create protections for people who are contemplating entering into that legal status. So like you've been to weddings, right? I'm sure you've never at the end of the wedding said, great guys, I had a wonderful time. The cake was delicious. I need to see the paperwork. Can I see the license now? I just want to make sure everything was done properly and that there were witnesses. You've never said that. You've never said to your parents, can I see your marriage license? I'd like to make sure everything's in order here. That's not how it works. We don't do that. So you could go have a wedding and tell people that you're married and never actually legally marry. You could just tell people that you're married. You don't check people's paperwork. Like you can just wear a ring if you want to. And similarly, if you don't wear a ring, it doesn't mean you're not legally married. Like you could be legally married and still take your ring off and you're still legally married. If it was just as easy as taking the ring off, I'd be out of a job. So,
but he needs to talk about the common law situation. Because some people, you'd like to do that in some states, just because you don't marry that woman and you guys live in the same house for so many years and people see you as a couple, the common law marriage is going to get you. And this is for the guys who fear that if they get married, the woman will take half. If you're living with that woman under the same roof, you guys got kids for so many years. For some states, could be 2, 3, 4, 5 years. Common law could count you guys as married. So you have to check the common laws in your state if you're trying to avoid marriage, but you live with this woman. Because if she decides to leave, she could still take half, even if you guys didn't get legally married on paper.
Marriage is a legal status. That's one of the meanings of marriage. And a prenuptial agreement, the way I would describe it, is two people deciding that they, having picked each other out of 8 billion people to choose from in the world, are in a better position to make the rules that will govern the economics of their relationship than the legislature would be, than politicians would be. And anyone who's ever been to the Department of Motor Vehicles or who's ever been to, any government agency, very rarely would you interact with a government agency and go, we should definitely put these people in charge of our family life. Like they're going to do a great job. They're really crushing it, Like that's not something people, yet most people who are married have almost no idea what legal rights and obligations were conferred on them by getting married. They just have no idea. It's the most legally significant thing they're going to do in their life other than die. And they have no idea what their rights and obligations are. And those rights and obligations can change. So like politics and the legislature and the way that rules that govern the spousal support rights, child support rights, the division of property, those are subject to change by government change. So, for example, in the United States, alimony, spousal support, maintenance, whatever we want to call it, which is a payment a person makes to their spouse when there's been an economic disparity in the marriage and now they're getting divorced. That used to be tax deductible. It used to have no formula. It was at the discretion of a judge. Then in 2016, Trump came into office and he said, yeah, I'm not letting it be tax deductible anymore. So completely changed. Now, you're already married at this point. And now the rules about what governs your marriage have changed. So there aren't a lot of contracts in the world that people could enter into that the terms could wildly change due to circumstances beyond your control, and you're still in that same contract. So prenuptial agreements are designed for two people who at that moment have an abundance of affection for each other. If they didn't, then there's no reason that they should be getting married, that they make up a rule set that's going to govern their relationship.
And that,
yeah, but most women don't like prenups because they're going to say, oh, you think I just want you for your money? You think I want to, are you calling me a gold digger? But it's like men have seen examples of different women who claim they're in love with a man and then divorced him and then they want 50%. Have you guys seen that meme on Instagram or social media in general that women want men who are 100% providers, right? But when it comes to divorce, they want to go 50-50. So women don't want a man who to go to in a 50. They don't want to be in a 50-50 relationship. In other words, they don't want to be paying 50% of the bills. But when a divorce happens, then they want to take 50% of the asset. It's like, I thought you don't want to do 50-50. So go the way you came and I go the way I come.
Typically, as we see it in movies and such, and we hear about it in culture, is really deciding who gets what when they break up, right?
Correct. Now, it's hard to say in advance who gets what when we break up sometime in the future, because we don't know what we're going to have in 10 years, in 20 years. So what do? You create structures. Like you create, I refer to the simplest prenup as a yours, mine, and ours, which is if it's in my name, whether it's an asset or a liability, it's mine, free from any claim by you, free from any obligation to you. If it's in your name, it's yours, free from any claim by me, any obligation to me. Ours, if it's in our joint names, then we're equally responsible for it if it's an obligation, or we equally are entitled to half the value of it if it's an asset. That to me, just creating those three buckets. Now here's the problem. You create those three buckets, you both sign off on it and you get married. You can't just set it and forget it now. You actually have to have conversations with this person that you're married to, which theoretically you should be able to do, right? Like if you've decided this is going to be my primary relationship, this is the person I'm going to tie my destiny to, you should be able to talk about, hey, I just got this big bonus at work. I'm going to put this much in my sole account and I'm going to put this much in the joint account. And then you should be able to say, if you're the other person, well, why are you putting so much of it in your personal account? Like, things weird with us or something?
Most women would get offended. if a man gets $1 million and is like, hey, listen, I'm gonna put $800,000 in my personal account and I'm gonna put 200,000 in our joint, most women are gonna say something about it.
Or is there, have some conversation again about why are we marrying? It's that economy concept, which is, look, what do I owe you if I marry you?
Nothing.
I'd like to know that in advance because people say to me all the time, well, I married this person and when we got married, he had nothing. He had nothing. And he built his business while he was married to me. And I was very, there for him while he was building it. So therefore, I believe I'm entitled to half the value of that business.
Yeah.
Women. That's a logical argument. I don't know that I agree with it, but it's logical.
I don't agree either.
Keep going with that logic, right? So if that was true, and I built this business and my wife, who was married to me while I was building that business, she helped make that. Okay, well, her mother and father helped make who she is. So I owe them something, right? Because if they hadn't done what they did, I wouldn't have her. And if I didn't have her, I wouldn't have my business. So how much do I owe them? And now that I think about it, her grandmother definitely influenced who her mother was, which influenced who she was, which influenced what she did for me. So just, can you let me know in advance how far down the chain do I owe people and how much do I owe them? They can't all get half. So did they get half of the half of the half? Or do I and if this is the logic that we're going to follow, then I would like to know in advance what that is, because there are no other transactions where if you went in to purchase a car and you said, how much is this car? And they said, money. And you said, well, how much? It's a good amount. Okay, again, we just keep talking in abstractions. I'd like to know, what does this add up to? How much is it? And
actually, it's a real thing that these days, if a man talks about a prenup, actually, women are saying a man who talks about a prenup before they get married is a red flag. I'm not kidding you guys. Women don't like men who talk about prenups because they don't want men who are smart. They don't want men who know the repercussions of divorce. They would rather get a man who has money but doesn't know anything that happens when a divorce happens. Because women usually do the math. When a woman meets you, she knows, she sizes you up right away. She's like, okay, he makes this much money. If I divorced him, this is how much he would pay me. If he was to, give me child support, this is how much he makes. They know from the beginning, from the first time they meet you, especially once they find out what job you have and how much money you make, they do the math in their heads. Okay, if I divorce him, or if there's child support, or okay, this is how much he can give me for rent, this is how much he can give me. So they know, they do the math, but they would rather you as a man not put it in your mind what would happen if they divorced you. They would rather you have no idea. They would rather you're just in love and, Disney fantasy, you find the love of your life, and then boom, divorce. You find out you got to lose half.
Even if you can't make it a dollar number, it's X percent of last year's earnings, or give me a formula, something to tie it to, and at least have that conversation, because then you can decide, am I going to sign up for this thing or not?
You must meet a lot of people who are in a relationship where one of the people doesn't want to have a prenup.
Yes.
Because when I think about having a prenup, I'm with a woman at the moment. We've been together for 5 years. Frankly, if I said to her, I want to get a prenup, she would be all for it. That's the type of person she is. She would be all for it. Doesn't care. She'd be all for it.
Excellent. You've done well.
But I can imagine in other relationships, I'd be nervous to even say the words, because immediately you're thinking about how you're getting out before you get in.
Yeah, because they get offended.
Well, and there's a lot to that. There's a lot to unpack there. So the first thing I would say is all marriages end. They end in death or they end in divorce, but they all end, right? And so if you said, I'm going to get life insurance, it would be foolish for someone who's with you to say, wait, are you planning on dying soon? But in the event that I do, I'd like to make sure that things are taken care of in a certain way. And in the event that I do, there's going to be enough things to be upset and sad about for the people around me. So I'd like them to have one less thing, and I also know that there's a possibility. I hope I won't, but there's a possibility that I'm going to die in an hour. So I'd really hope it doesn't happen, but I can't say it's definitely not going to happen. So divorce, when we look at statistics like that, it's okay to say, hey, look, you know what? I hope this never happens. But if it did, what do we owe each other? What would you need? Like, it's not just a conversation about what do I want to keep? What am I entitled to keep? It's also, well, what would you need?
Have you seen it break down a marriage because someone mentioned a prenup? Have you seen it?
Yeah, I've seen marriages that were scheduled to happen not happen because the prenup discussion happened. But more often than not, I've seen the threat of not marrying someone because they want you to sign a prenup cause a person to fold in their request for a prenup, which to me is a really bad start for a marriage. So I've had a lot of clients who come in, say, look, I want to have a prenup. I have a lot of confidence in this marriage. I really love this person, but I would like to, have a prenup in place. And I draft a prenup for them, and it has reasonable terms, and they give it to their fiance, and their fiance says, yeah, I'm not signing that. It's not happening.
And I can guarantee you those were the women. I can guarantee you it was the women who said, you know what? I don't want to sign the prenup. So which lets you know that in the beginning, they were about the money and they were hoping the guy doesn't know about prenups. Most women, in my opinion, would rather find a man who doesn't know nothing about prenups and just get married just for the sake of it, rather than a man who knows about prenups. Even if they love the guy, they would leave him if he brings up the conversation about prenups. And what happens is that men also get scared to ask, like this guy said, like, because he makes lots of money, but he's like, I would be scared to bring up the prenup conversation with some women. And some guys get married like that because they don't want to lose the woman. So rather than bring up the conversation of prenup, they're like, I don't want to lose her. If I bring up the conversation about prenup, she's going to refuse to marry me. So most men don't do it. And then they regret 10 years later. But anyway, that's it for today, guys. I want to take an opportunity and thank everybody who's in the chat, everybody who has been with me from the beginning. I'll be back tomorrow for another live stream, so don't go nowhere. All right. But until then, like the video as you head out. Don't forget, I'll be back here tomorrow with other videos to go through with you guys. So until then, it's been a pleasure. Peace.